weekday mornings from 10 to 11. It's time for Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. Connor producing for us. We're Sports Time. We're with you for the next 3 hours. A lot to discuss this afternoon as the Tigers, they were in action last night. It was a loss in the final home game of the season for Penny Hardaway's group. We'll talk about that and what that means and what it sets up for this weekend against Tulane, a road game for the Tigers. We'll talk a lot about that. We got some Grizzlies news with Ja Morant that we'll discuss as they'll be back in action this weekend. A lot of college basketball around the country with these conference tournaments going on, the bigger conferences wrapping up their regular season. We'll talk about that. World Baseball Classic in action. So a little bit of everything to discuss over these next 3 hours. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm doing well. What basketball? What screen do you have up? What are you watching?
I actually don't have anything up right now.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to fix that. But nothing really on TV that I can get right now, and I'll end up pulling something up on my laptop probably. But
I've got the
anything else up.
Second game, the second of the game of the day, the second of the session of Arch Madness, Murray State trailing UIC after a big upset in game one.
Yeah,
Belmont got thumped.
Yeah,
that's the end of Belmont. They won't
right.
get an at-large.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so
the number one seed.
Yeah, so that was definitely a very interesting result. I haven't been able to watch much today, but hopefully tonight we'll be able to watch a lot and get a good look at a lot of these teams that could become Cinderellas here in a couple weeks.
I know the Valley likes to bring everybody to St. Louis, but I think they should. Now, look, when you get beat as badly, by 21, you don't have a lot of case, but I think you got to protect that number one overall seed a little more, at least get them to the semis.
Yeah, but then there's no madness in Arch Madness if you don't invite everybody. It's just Arch then. I mean, that's the Arch
true.
tournament. I mean,
then that Manning fellow take over the tournament.
That's right.
Like
yeah.
he almost has.
Yeah, he's almost taken over everything. So certainly taking over everything down in Austin. So, but yeah, it's just the Arch tournament after that. But yeah, Drake all over Belmont, 100 points in that game. So that was really, really impressive for them. Not the usual Drake season that we're kind of used to as that mid-major darling, but certainly coming up with results in March, and we'll see if maybe that can continue into the next round.
Yeah, and last night at FedEx Forum, not 100 scored, but 4 shy of it. 96 by South Florida. And the Tigers, it took till game 30, but kind of figured out the zone a little bit.
Yeah, Tigers played a lot better.
That's the good news. The bad news, Tulane got a great scout on what they have to do with their zone for Sunday.
That's right. But no, I mean, Tigers played a lot better, much better than they played on the road in Tampa against this South Florida team. And I got to give them a lot of credit, what they have done, obviously bringing in Brian Hodgson and a lot of new pieces, but they've really put it together, and they've been super impressive all season long. And so Tigers, kept it really close in that first half. Then ultimately in the second half, South Florida started knocking down shots. They were getting to the line and then ultimately able to win that game. But it was fun. I mean, a 4-point game with less than a minute left before South Florida really stretched it out in the final second. So definitely some things to take away and I think feel better about for the Tigers. But the problem is you've got one game and a lot's going to come down to Sunday between Memphis and Tulane, and then with East Carolina and UAB to see if there will be another game after Sunday. So it is another loss, and that losing streak just keeps on going, and now it's 7 games.
And mercifully, the home schedule over. Thank goodness. And Brian, I'm sorry, I don't share. There were better things last night.
Well, but compared to the first South Florida game, I mean, I don't think there's a question about it.
I agree.
They were much better than against the first one. That's what I'm comparing it to.
I'm sorry.
From Tampa to this game.
I got you. I didn't see the designation, but I do see it now, and you are correct. Last night, both teams fouled a lot. Tigers always do. 25 fouls, 22 for South Florida. The refs, they really do like to call. They call everything now, and you have to know that at this point, after 30 games, the Tigers are going to be prone to foul a lot, and it's not any vendetta or any conspiracy or anything like that. Brian, I think I asked you this yesterday off the air, and it was from a conversation I had on Wednesday night at the Grizzlies game. Tell me, and Connor, good afternoon, Connor. I would love for you to jump in on this as well. What was the point in the year that you had the first major? This could go the wrong way. My answer to this person was the Sunday afternoon Vegas game against Josh, and that was very early in the season. Game 3.
Oh, yeah, that was game 3. Yeah,
game 3. What was yours?
Yeah, I'd probably say around then. Yeah, I would probably say that was kind of the first of this could go a different direction.
Connor, what was your?
I didn't enjoy that day, but mine really, when I thought it was over, was Louisville getting absolutely dominated by Louisville.
Interesting. Okay, this person said to me and made a great case for it and made it A to Z. On the court, off the court, everything. He said, Brett, the St. Jude game against Arkansas, if it hadn't been for them, nobody was there. And that effort. And then follow it up with the Auburn preseason game, and I did it, and so many others did it. Who cares? It's preseason, it doesn't count. Now, we all would have, like everybody does about those games, if you win those games, you think it's some no doubt matter-of-fact barometer for March Madness success. And we all kind of scoffed at the game and the results. And now we know that Auburn's not very good at all.
Yeah.
And Arkansas, a really good team. But Penny, after the Auburn game, as he is prone to do with extreme exaggeration, I hadn't even put in my offense yet.
Yeah.
And it left us all wondering, at what point did he put it in?
I completely forgot that was around that time. And so I could certainly go back and say that press conference in particular, when he said that, could have been a good point to look back on. But I mean, I didn't watch the Auburn game at all.
I didn't either.
So I don't even keep that in my mind. Like when you brought that up yesterday, because you're right, we talked about this off air yesterday. When you brought it up, I completely forgot they even had an exhibition against Auburn because I just didn't watch it. It was
I didn't watch or go to the Arkansas game.
Yeah. When I was at the Arkansas game and I was at the North Carolina game the year before, and in North Carolina, it wasn't as big of a margin, but I mean, it was all North Carolina that game. And then what ended up having that North Carolina team wasn't great last year, and Memphis ends up being a 5 seed. So I mean, I get the sentiment, I agree with the sentiment, but at the end of the day, exhibitions are really weird sometimes. But no, there are plenty of ways you could point back to very early in the season. And say that, things are going really sideways, or could go really sideways the rest of the season.
And I'll finish the line of conversation that we had off there on there for the spirit of full disclosure. I'll say it. If it irritates somebody, I'm sorry, I really am, but it's how I feel, and I get paid to say how I feel. The point of the year that I got worried about Ole Miss coming off a Sweet 16 was against Memphis, because I was scared that Memphis wasn't very good at all, and Ole Miss could barely put them away.
Yeah, and that was second game of the season, so that was very early as well for Ole Miss. We always kind of talk about more on the football side, especially with the two former coaches, of kind of the similarities there. There's kind of some similarities on the basketball court this season with maybe how early those signs were out there for sure. So,
yeah, I think both told everybody early. It's not going to be like last year. Memphis getting to the tournament and Ole Miss getting to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about that. So now the losing streak at 7. Tigers in the home slate with 3 straight losses, and it will come down to a game on the road against Tulane to see if they will go to the conference tournament and be that 10 seed. It's I guess could be the 9 because they have the tie break over Temple. I haven't looked at that. I'm more worried about just getting in. But they are fighting for their lives now on Sunday, and they'll be scoreboard watching if it is a loss to the end of the UAB and East Carolina game.
If they are in as the 10, that means they're looking up against 9 not great teams in this conference. But if you're out and you're in a group with UTSA and Rice, that's just one of the bigger on lost islands you can be.
No, it is. I mean, to be grouped with those two teams as the 3 that did not make it in, that would be terrible. I mean, it would be we talk about, how low can this get? That would be taking it to another level.
Well, it would finally end if it got to that. I mean, the low is going to end.
That would be.
It was either in the last week or two, or it will be Sunday when the bracket is finally divvied up.
Yeah, and but that would be rock bottom for sure if they do not make the 10-team bracket down in Birmingham. So hopefully it goes well. I'll tell you this right now, over on KimPom has Memphis winning on Sunday by 2 points, so I don't feel super comfortable about that, but he does have East Carolina losing to UAB 79-67. He gives them a 15% chance to win in Birmingham. So if that happens, if UAB beats East Carolina, then even with a Tigers loss, the Tigers would be the 10 seed and go to Birmingham. So one of those two things has to happen: either a Tiger win or an East Carolina loss. And we'll see how it all falls out on Sunday.
I think it already is at this point. I think it is the lowest point in Tiger basketball history. I know we can go back and we can reference Moab all we want and more, but there was no standard at that point. Yes, they had been to some NCAA tournaments and they had success when it still mattered in the NIT tournament, but it had not gotten – Tiger basketball was not anywhere close to local or national, the brand that it is and we all expect it to be at the end of Moaba. This would be rock bottom.
Yeah, no, it would be really rough and
all time.
Yeah, no, it would be, and so we'll see what happens in that game on Sunday. But last night you mentioned it, the Tigers kind of started figuring out that zone. They'll certainly get a lot of it in that game on Sunday against Tulane. They also held the 2 leading scorers for USF to basically nothing. Isaiah Nelson and Joseph Pinion combined for 8 points. It was just everybody else that pitched in.
Yeah.
Wes Ennis with 29 points. Josh Amojafo with 21. So, you got 2 guys that combined for over 40. That's going to be really, really tough.
Give up 96 in a college game.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough. But that's a really good, not to take, try to take any of the blame away, but that South Florida offense has been locked in, and when you foul as much as the Tigers do, you give up as many offensive rebounds and second chance points as the Tigers do. When you face a team like that, you're going to give up a lot of points. And so,
what was the fan incident with the referees?
Supposedly, according to Jason Munns, and we'll ask him here in a little bit about it. Supposedly, they went out on the court and started trying to yell at the referees.
Can't do that.
That's at least how I read it from Jason, because it was so weird.
I mean, they just lost it?
I guess so. I mean, it was very weird because I know you were watching and I was watching, and they kind of come back. First off, you had the studio at the beginning of the game, couldn't figure out when it was time to send it to the actual game because of the pregame festivities, so they sent it there, and then it wasn't time. They sent it back to the studio. I was like, good Lord, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Finally, the game got underway, and then the second half basically started the exact same way because they came to play. All the guys got on the court. Then they sent them back to their bench, and nobody knew what was going on. But Jason Munns did tweet out during or kind of right after it happened and said that a couple here it is, a couple of Memphis fans were just tossed out of FedEx Forum after they apparently walked across the court to berate the officials right before the second half began. So
I would say that's frustration is hitting a boiling point.
I would say that is certainly frustrating. I think, and I don't quote me on this, I think I saw some people posting and saying that they were former Tiger football players, like from way back in the day.
Is that right?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to take up for Penny and defend him against the refs.
Was it? It was no physical altercation, was it?
No, I think it was just
you stink.
Yeah, I think just something like that. But went out on the court to do it, I guess, according to that. So
you can't do that.
Very, very weird.
I know we've all felt like it.
Oh yeah, but no, you cannot do that. So 96-89, the final score. We'll talk about it a lot more throughout
Group
the day.
lock
So,
and Tiger bankroll.
right, and barely got there. Needed that foul with 4 seconds left.
3 and 4 this year, group lock Tiger bankroll. 6 of the 7 group locks were all taking the Tigers.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, that was a. I did not think they were going to foul him at that point at the very end of the game to send him to the line, but they did, and we needed that to get it over. That
it mattered to somebody, didn't it?
It mattered to us with Tiger Bankroll, so we definitely enjoyed that. But we've got a busy show today, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us. We'll talk wagering with Alan. We'll get to college basketball. We'll get to some college baseball, NBA, a little bit of everything with Alan Bell. 3:45, we'll talk the Grizzlies and the NBA as we got an update on Ja Morant. A lot of the same. 2 more weeks. He'll get reevaluated for that elbow. We'll talk about the Grizzlies, what they've got this weekend, and other news around the NBA. Jason Tatum is a go tonight at home against the Dallas Mavericks. That game going to be on ESPN. I have not seen anything today about Cooper Flagg. I did see yesterday before the game they were saying that he was going to play about 20 or so minutes last night, and the hope was for him to be available tonight against Boston. That's an ESPN game, so obviously Adam Silver and everybody in the NBA are going to be paying close attention to those injury reports. So we'll see if we get a Cooper Flagg versus Jason Tatum game tonight on ESPN. We'll talk a lot of NBA and Grizzlies at 3:45. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. He'll join us to talk more wagering. We'll get to a ton with Bruce Marshall, a lot of college basketball, a lot of NBA. 4:30, we'll talk some college hoops as we've got a lot of conference tournament action around the country, but we've also got a lot of teams wrapping up their regular season either today, tomorrow, even on Sunday. So we'll talk college hoops at 4:30. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Jason Munz. He was inside FedEx Forum last night for the final home game for the Tigers. He's the Tiger basketball beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. So we'll talk a lot of Tiger hoops with him, get his thoughts on last night, this weekend, conference tournament, everything going on with Tiger basketball. And as always, he's presented by Jim's Place Grill. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending. And at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The Floor Model Spa Sale. It's going on right now at Family Leisure. It's time to make room. Deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges. Have you been dreaming about a new spa? Well, now is the time to buy. Spas as low as $99 a month and over $1,000 in free upgrades with every spa purchased. $8,000 spas only $159 a month with free LED lights and waterfalls available on most models. Head out there at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
We are Sports Time. When we're with you until 6 o'clock, and I'm Brett. Dacus brothers, Connor Dacus and Bryant Dacus, as always, co-hosting with me, and we want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will join us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Live and local and always from our Family Leisure Studios. In this hour, every day, brought to you by the great people at Lexus of Memphis. What a great partnership and friendship we have had with them, and we thank them so much for it. They're at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Driving in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and that makes for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it's got to be the Tigers last night against South Florida. 96-89, the final score, a South Florida win and another loss for the Memphis Tigers. That wraps up the home slate for the season and ended with 3 straight home losses, now up to 7 games in a row. And really a lot of questions about what this game last night would look like against South Florida. Down in Tampa, you lose by 21 points. The last game out on the road against East Carolina, you get beat by double digits, and all throughout that game, everybody accusing the Tigers of giving up, not caring, not playing hard, everything. And so the question was, on senior night at home, would they continue to look like that, or would they play better against South Florida? And I think certainly played better last night. Now, will that continue into the final game of the season in a road game where those guys kind of say, yeah, you know what, maybe we want the season to be over. Maybe we don't want to go to Birmingham for maybe 1 or 2 games against this, or maybe that changes things this weekend against Tulane. But the Tigers did seem like, especially in that first half, like they figured out the zone a little bit that South Florida was throwing at them, and that would certainly help them on Sunday against Tulane. They were able to shut down the 2 leading scorers, but it was a lot of the same. Tigers did a better job on the boards. I think a little bit of that was having Aaron Bradshaw back, even though he only finished with 2 points. He did have 7 rebounds, 6 of those offensive rebounds. Now, he wasn't able to convert a lot of those into second chance points, but I think just having that big body down there did help a little bit on the boards. But South Florida still out-rebounded Memphis, and they still got to the line a ton. 33 free throw attempts for South Florida, 25 fouls on the Tigers. That's the most fouls that Memphis has committed since January 29th against FAU. Just a bunch of fouls, and it started early, just 16 seconds into the game, and Aaron Bradshaw all the way out on the three-point line against Wes Enos, and fouls him as he's going up for a 3, and he goes to the line, buries all 3 of them. Wes Enos had at least 3 times where he was fouled on a 3-point attempt. One of them, he actually made the shot, and it became a 4-point play. So he was really good at drawing those fouls beyond the 3-point line. So it was a lot of fouls. They lose the rebounding again, and you saw only turn the ball over 9 times. That was a good thing, but South Florida turns those 9 turnovers into 16 points off turnovers. So pretty much every turnover that Memphis had, South Florida was able to capitalize on and turn into points. So this is a good South Florida team, and Brian Hodgson, a really nice head coach. And now he's 3-0 against Penny Hardaway over the last 2 seasons. It feels like he is on his way to a bigger job, but South Florida, this is now back-to-back coaching hires that they have really knocked out of the park. If they've got to make another one this offseason, I would be surprised at this point if it's somebody that doesn't have success down there.
I would too. American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti, he's at the big symposium right now at the White House on college sports.
Interesting.
Most of the people there that are in college sports, I don't have a lot of faith in, because a lot of them have presided over college sports getting into this position that we're in.
That's
and now they're there they're going to fix it.
That is interesting how that would play out. Because aren't you the one that got us here? Why are you? We should have somebody else trying to get us out of this.
Hey, let's put the arsonist in charge of the fire department.
Yeah, you're the problem here.
My top story of the day: final weekend of the college basketball regular season, a season that started on Monday, November 3rd, concludes this Sunday night. After Sunday, most people can't take more than about 2 more losses the rest of the year. That'll send you home, and basketball season will be over. And we're in the time of the year now that what you get defined by. You're defined by our success. Last year, the Tigers win the tournament in March, get to a 5 seed. That was helping with the definition. Then lose to Colorado State, a 12 seed. A lot of factors of why, but they lost nonetheless. And this is what you're defined by. A select few get defined by tournament appearances. Then some just get defined by Sweet 16. Some by Elite Eights. A very select few get defined by Final Fours, and ultimately one shining moment. It's a marked success sport, and we all know it.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story is all of the college basketball action. Like you mentioned, it is March. That means tourney time. A lot of conference tournaments already getting started for a lot of these small and mid-major conferences, but we know next week it will be all the big boys, the remaining mid-major conferences that haven't started, and it will be a lot of fun. But like you said, this is where seasons come to an end. As you mentioned, some teams really only have about 2 more losses at most in them, and other teams less than that. It's one and you're done. You mentioned Belmont earlier with that loss, coming into the conference tournament as the number 1 seed, and now at the end of the day, after their first game of the conference tournament, they're going home and their season is over. We've got Murray State in action right now, still early in that game, but they're trailing by about 10 points, so maybe we see another upset in Arch Madness. But the tournament is here, and this is when teams either get tight or they really get relaxed and play well, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see, especially with the SEC, how the conference tournament falls out with these final games over the weekend and what that tournament will look like next week in Nashville. It's going to be a lot of fun.
My not top story, the Tigers, they only have one more level chamber of college basketball hell to descend into, and that's if they don't make this conference tournament. That would be the lowest level of college basketball existence, not making something called the American tournament. We just thought having to go play in the NIT was bad, and we compare it to a lot of these bogus bowl games. You don't even make the A tournament, the AC tournament, the American Conference tournament, and if they don't make it, they will be assigned to a group with UTSA and Rice.
Yeah.
That's basketball purgatory.
Yeah, no, it's not a group you want to be with, and you certainly don't want to be in that bottom 3, but Tigers could be right there after Sunday. But that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to our first break, and when we return, we're talking some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line, he joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening is coming to the Graceland Soundstage. Saturday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Jason's thunderous drumming recalls one of the greatest to ever sit behind the skins, his late father, John Bonham of Led Zeppelin. This is as close as you will ever get to letting the lead out live. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Get your tickets today at GracelandLive.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Rooms got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Sports 56 Traffic.
Good afternoon. T-Dino's health trucks are already out here assisting with a couple of minor problems. Now, it's building pretty good right on schedule over here on I-40 eastbound as you travel between Hollywood and White Station as that traffic volume cranks up already south of Memphis, where we had to dodge some radar earlier down through there on 55 in certain parts of DeSoto County. Hey, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is leading the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer. Please help these kids with cancer if you can. Log on to stjude.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we've got to talk some wagering. And joining us now to do it, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us every single Friday afternoon to talk wagering. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. A lot to get into, but we've got day basketball conference tournaments starting and a lot of these mid-major, low-major conferences. Anything you're keeping an eye on this afternoon?
First off, I appreciate you guys having me back. Yeah, all right, so Miami of Ohio, we continue to talk about them. I know that it's, we're in the spot of regular season, but no, this is the tournament, right? Yeah, Convocation Center. Yeah, this is the tournament. So look, Miami of Ohio 5.5. I'm feeling it tonight. I know that they have not been covering spreads as of late, but they're the story. 30-0 on the season. So 5.5. I'll roll with it tonight.
No, they are the hunted, but this is their last final regular season game tonight to get to 31-0, and then the match begins. We had upset earlier. Brian, I've already talked about Drake big by 21 over Belmont, and Belmont, and you follow and watch Belmont closely there in Nashville. They went into the game. That was a 26-5 team that gets blasted, and usually the anatomy of an upset would be, okay, and I'm looking at the box score now, you'd think, well, Drake made a bunch of threes. Well, they did. They made 11. Belmont matched them, exceeded them with 14. Okay, well, Belmont turned it over 19 or 20 times. No, they turned it over 12. Drake 8. It was not the perfect anatomy of upset that we usually see this time of year. We usually see you got to make a lot of threes, the other team doesn't, and you got to have very few turnovers and turn them over a bunch.
You're exactly right. And it's so surprising with the Belmont team because they were 16-4 in the conference and lost to a team that was, 6-14 and got blasted doing it, too. And this is a very well-coached Belmont team as well. Just really surprised by that. But, like you said, I mean, basketball at this time of year, it really is, let's line it up and play because at any moment, anybody can bounce. You have one bad half, and it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just don't see how anybody this time of year would lay a bunch of points in these conference tournaments. Even like in the A-Sun, Austin Peay, they're 11.5 over Stetson. That feels like a lot to me. Brian, I know you follow Austin Peay a lot.
Take the Govs. We love the Govs.
Okay.
Love the
Bright lock there, Alan.
Yeah, he's feeling. Look, if he's that confident, I'm in on it too.
I don't know. I might have false confidence in them. I just love their coach, so don't take what I say as gospel.
No, and look, you bring up a good point too, right? So we're looking at that game. Austin Peay, an 11.5-point favorite against Stetson. And this game is being played in Jacksonville as well. So a couple things to remember. Number one, these are road games for both teams. Number two, when they're playing in these arenas as well, a lot of times they're different, right? Because you've got more seating. It's kind of a little more open. It's like when you play at, an SEC school, then you play the tournament at Bridgestone in Nashville, right? It's just a larger arena. So shooting, especially the further back that you go, can throw you off a little bit. Man, I'm with you. I can't roll 11.5 on a spread in a conference tournament game. As much as we like it, Austin Peay, I'm with you. It's too many points.
It's a lot of points. The big news that came out earlier today was actually Shams Charania who broke the news that North Carolina star freshman Caleb Wilson will miss the rest of the season with that hand having season-ending surgery. It sounds like he should be ready for some of those pre-draft workouts and different things. But when you look at, now we know Caleb Wilson will not be on this North Carolina team throughout the conference tournament, throughout the NCAA tournament. How does that change how you view this North Carolina team and how you'll handicap them?
Yeah, so the interesting part of this is that we dealt with the injury with him before, right? So he had missed some games. But now it being done, especially doing it on a dunk in practice, like, oh my goodness, it's bad luck. And the tough part is that this North Carolina team was really kind of trying to put itself together of being
that was right after the Duke win.
100%, right? Like, it's like, man, this team it's got a lot of talent, but it's just like there's always something that just kind of gets in the way, right? Same thing with Kansas. Like, there's constantly an injury or something, that's going on with this team, even though they're playing great as well. But it's a tough break for Carolina because I just don't know if they have the horses with him being out for good.
Alan, give us your thoughts on everything that's really got us ramped up here locally, and that's the Memphis Tigers and Penny Hardaway on to just a historically dreadful year, and dreadful in the conference, dreadful out of conference, may not even make the conference tournament. Going into the last weekend with that still in limbo, that's bad enough in and of itself. So many people are pointing to last year and next year. Last year, 29 wins. Next year, give him a chance, turn it around. North Carolina State fired Kevin Keats 1 year after going to a Final Four. In college football, Auburn fired Gene Chizik 2 years after winning it all. Nobody has – everything's year to year, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely year to year. And now that we have, the NIL and the transfer portal era, like that literally, it used to be like facilities and coaching staff. Like that was, your recruiting angles. Now, can you get a recruiting class this year? We're going to throw a bunch of money at it, and what can we get, right? And if you can't do it and you're not ready to go, they'll replace you. I'm with you. And it's wild to see, especially if you talk about the NC State. And, man, it's so difficult, too, because it feels like every year we're going to have teams that have a really good year, and then they just fall off, and then have a good year, and then fall off. And unfortunately, that's the era that we live in college sports. But I will say, from a national perspective, it's tough to see Memphis not being excellent at basketball, and whether it worked, not worked out, everybody likes Penny Hardaway. Just tough to see. You just want to see Memphis up there at the top where they're supposed to be,
Yeah, no doubt about it. You mentioned Miami, Ohio tonight on the road against Ohio. Anything else you like around college basketball tonight?
Well, so to be honest with you, we have that, and we have the other ranked game, St. John's, Seton Hall. St. John's a 4.5-point favorite. Yeah, I don't mind this number. It's low, but again, it's low for a reason. St. John's is not the same team on the road that they are at home. But then again, they're 17-2 on the road, so they're all right. You know what I mean? The team can play. So, I like St. John's minus 4.5 here. I'll eat that 5.5, 6. That's getting too big.
That gets to be a lot. I know you have been all in on this college baseball as we're now starting in some conferences to get conference play going this week. And I know the ACC has some series this weekend that are conference series. But it just makes me laugh that the sport that baseball is, because we always talk with you and you say with college baseball and in Major League Baseball, the best thing to do is find a team or a couple teams and really just focus on those teams, get to know them really good, and that will help you betting. So that's what I've been doing this year with NC State. They're like first or second game of the season. They go out there and just hammer a team. So I kind of notice, I start paying attention to them. They're just hammering everybody. This afternoon, at home against a Lafayette team that's 0-7. They're down 8-2 right now in the top of the 7. That's baseball. The only way you can explain that is baseball. Who are some teams that you've kind of identified this season as teams that are kind of your go-to teams?
Yeah, and you said it best. Look, and that's college baseball. That's right. It's the craziest sport that's ever existed, right? It's awesome. That's a great strategy that you have, and that will absolutely put you in good financial places when you're betting best this season, right? Teams like Mississippi State, teams like UC Santa Barbara, UCLA. It's going to be tough to bet some of these, high-ranked teams. UCLA, on the road at Ohio State, they're like minus 900 on the money line. Can't do much with it right now. No. But these teams at the top, man, are playing really good. Florida is just on fire right now. Miami was a team until they ran into Florida. And the SEC, obviously, there are a bunch of them. But, if you just kind of identify those teams, Texas is another one. Really good baseball team. That's a good strategy with college baseball. You got some ups and downs, but not anymore.
Alan, if you could get by the northwest gate, get into the White House today, barge into the symposium being held, and say, "Dang it, listen to what I have to say." What would you say on how to fix college football? Because you can say this is all about the college sports symposium or whatever it is. This is about college football, because that's what has to be corrected, because if it goes away, everything changes. What would you run in there screaming, saying, "You got to do this"?
We need rules and regulations. Not saying that we have to be super strict on everything, right? There is a free market economy out here, but there has to be some kind of rules. We can't have teams out here spending $55 million, on one team, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, we don't have those kind of money." And now we've got governments and local governors that are getting involved. It's too much, right? Like, I would go in with a simple plan and say, look, we don't have to define 200 pages of rules right now, but we have to structure this thing. We have to get some equilibrium across the board, because if not, then it just becomes an arms race of corporate money, and look, you don't want more of that, I assure you.
I love that you say simplify it, because I was where you were going. I was going to say I respectfully disagree, but as you finished, I am with you, because the first part, I don't think we're lacking from a rule book. The rule book in college football, I don't know that Dwight Stone could high jump over it. It's so thick. We need to condense that thing down to about a 10 commandment of rules of college football and go with it from there.
100%. You know what? That's a great way to look at it, right? Like, let's get 10 rules here, all right, and then we can work from there. The NFL didn't come up with everything that they have in one day, right? You had to start somewhere. So, yeah, I'm with it, but there just has to be. And then another conversation, you're going to have to start talking about unions as well, right? There's going to have to be a league union. There's got to be a players union, because then you've got players that are just leaving contracts, all kinds of stuff, man. But I'm with you. Let's simplify and then go from there.
And now, I said earlier, a lot of the people invited that are holding court at that, and it's on one or two channels right now, a lot of them help put college football in the position it is. If I'm the president, I say, Nick Saban, figure it out for me.
100%, right? I mean, I think the government's got their own things going on right now that they need to focus on.
You think?
I'm with you, but yes, right. It just seems like somebody like, and whether it's Nick Saban or whether it's somebody else, right? But like somebody that can hold court and somebody that can hold power and say, all right, we're going to do this in a reasonable way, but we're not doing this side stuff. We're all playing by the same rules. And I think Nick Saban, honestly, would like that. That is the reason why he retired, was he was already tired of the NIL stuff and asking for money. So you'd have a motivated guy and somebody that's been there at the top. Be a good name for him.
Yeah, no, you absolutely would. Talking to Alan Bell, he joins us every single Friday from Driving the Line. We talk a lot of wagering with him. We talk a lot of other things in the sports world. Before we maybe get to a little bit of NBA, anything you do like tonight in college baseball?
Well, yeah, so I like the Wright State-Tennessee game over 11. You're going to see some totals out here that are very attainable. I'll also say this. Pay attention to Hawaii baseball, okay? Yeah. So the first month of the season, everybody wants to go to Hawaii, trip to Hawaii, right? Well, Hawaii's racking up wins out there because they're not bad, right? And it's a long trip for everybody. So pay attention. They usually play the last game of the night. They've got Cal Poly this weekend. Not a bad team, but Hawaii. Yeah, you're also going to see totals of 8. That's how crazy these games are. So, yeah, I like some of those. And North Carolina against Virginia. That big ACC series starting off this weekend. I like North Carolina this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Anything you like in the NBA?
Man, all right. So the Charlotte Hornets are on absolute fire, right? Like, I am just
good young team.
Loving. Oh my goodness, yeah. So I like the look there. In their matchup that they have against the Heat, they're 7.5-point favorites. I like that one. Then I like playing the Spurs at 7.5 as well against the Clippers. Even though the Clippers are a really good team, man, they have just been grinding like crazy, and I know that they've got to be exhausted. And I think the Spurs might put them on tonight. So I like San Antonio by 7.5.
I like it. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun weekend with so much going on around the sports world with baseball, basketball, just a little bit of everything. But Alan, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Man, you guys too. Appreciate you, man. Have a great one.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Have a great weekend. Alan Bell talking about the Hornets there. Remember when we were the young team on the rise, Brian?
Oh, yeah, that's right. No longer.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yep. Hey, but time marches on, and guys get old.
Getting ready to start over and be that.
And that's right. That's what the Grizzlies want to be again, and next year and the year after that.
Alan Bell was a guest of ours every Friday like he is, and he was on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, the official jeweler of the hometown teams, the Tigers and the Grizzlies. The Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, engagement rings, wedding bands, necklaces, earrings, for all those special moments. 9,000 square foot store in Laurelwood with expanded lines for Rolex, Cartier, diamonds, and more since 1970 with all the great locations across the Mid-South. Sissy's, they offer a selection of diamonds and estate jewelry and fine gifts. Official jeweler for the Memphis Grizzlies and at FedEx Forum with the floor seat lounge. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Well, we need to get to another break. When we return, we'll talk some Grizzlies. We got a Ja Morant update yesterday. The Grizzlies, they're back in action tomorrow night against the LA Clippers. We'll talk a little bit about that, some of the other news and notes around the NBA. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Fun, exciting, friendly, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs. 24 taps for all your beers, including $3 domestic and $5 craft pints on Mondays. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 happy hour. Music bingo Tuesdays. Daily specials and online ordering. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland's Town Square. Highway 70. Check Facebook for daily specials and weekend music at the Owner's Box.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. And we've talked a lot of basketball today, but we got to talk the Grizzlies. They're back in action tomorrow night at home against the LA Clippers. But we got an update last night around 6:30 or so on Ja Morant. We knew that hopefully at some time this week we would get an update on Ja Morant. It was about that time for a reevaluation. And long story short, Morant underwent imaging yesterday, or I guess this was now 2 days ago, which showed incomplete healing of the injury. Morant will be reevaluated in another 2 weeks, and further updates will be provided as appropriate. So at least another 2 weeks with Ja Morant, but I would say that means he does not play this season again for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Our good friend from Action News 5, Matt Infield, he had a great tweet last night, and he hypothesized that we might see one last goodbye to Memphis down the stretch of the year appearance by him. Do you think that will happen?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think you can risk it.
Yeah, I mean that's
as
part of it.
Injured prone as he is.
Sure.
I mean, just a wet spot on the court and him slip on it, and he could wrench a back and be out 10 months.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it a lot ever since this injury of, what do you do, especially after the trade deadline and he wasn't traded? What do you do? Do you bring him back and, let him go out there and try to show his value for a trade in the offseason? Do you just sit him and keep on with the tank and avoid any future injuries? And, seeing that update last night at least made me believe that they're going on the side of no more action for you. You're going to sit on the bench. We're going to continue to tank, and we'll just try to get whatever we can get for you in the offseason. And hopefully whatever it is in the offseason will be a little bit better than what they were offered at the trade deadline.
We're still holding on more Ja Morant wins in London than in Memphis in the calendar year 2026.
Yeah, and that was
I think it's going to hold up.
I think so. I don't see it changing anytime soon. But that was a great game in London against Orlando.
The league made him play in in that game, and then he played in the Wednesday night game in Memphis against Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that was the game. I'm not saying they were looking for the first little bitty thing to mothball him the rest of the year, but that was enough.
Yeah, I mean
that injury, because I just don't believe I'm not going to play stupid. I don't believe he's injured. I think he could be playing.
Yeah, I mean but it certainly worked out. Obviously a team that's tanking, and when you have a player that suffers an injury, and then you can just say, hey, he's still injured, he's still not feeling great, and that elbow's still bothering him, then hey, just keep him out and continue the tanking process, and we'll see what happens in the offseason, and if they move him, what kind of deal they get for him, and where this franchise goes moving forward, obviously with the draft and a lot of eyes on that of who they get out of the draft. So I think as unfortunate as it is, I think it's kind of worked out to what the Grizzlies want the rest of the season.
Yeah, that is what they want. Darius Acuff has already been counted out. Will not play tomorrow. Columbia against Mizzou? Yeah.
Yeah. So it is officially out. I saw.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I saw doubtful earlier, which in college, it's basically the same thing. But I didn't know if there was anything new that said he was completely out. I would say even if it is just doubtful, it's 99% he doesn't play. I mean, why bother?
I don't blame them. Their seed set for Nashville.
Exactly. I mean, why play him? There's no point.
Who cares about Nashville?
And he's been great. It's not like he's trying to prove anything to anybody. So sit him in that final game, and then do whatever you want or need to do in Nashville, and then see what you can do in the NCAA tournament. I've been really impressed with him and with this Arkansas team, and it will be fun to see what they can do come the real bracket and see what kind of run they can go, if they can go on a run similar to last year.
Right. There definitely was a time. I think it still exists that the NCAA tournament is a lot like baseball. Pitching. You got to have pitching. Well, the NCAA tournament, you have to have guard play. That's still the case, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Arkansas can ride him a long way.
No, they definitely can. I mean, he is incredible.
Matchups.
No, definitely.
Matchups, guard play, luck. I mean, we know the factors.
Yeah.
And you got to be good, but Arkansas's got a good coach.
Oh yeah.
That I think the 2 years at Arkansas for John Calipari, I was not expecting this. I thought it was retirement at or near the end, not mail it in, but I didn't see this sharp. I didn't, and he has. I was wrong. I think he has overperformed in these 2 years.
Yeah. No, he's been really
good. But
it
will be defined by the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Sweet 16 last year, and whatever he does this year. And if he's a 5 or 6 seed, I think they should get to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll have a good chance. With the way Darius Acuff's playing. I mean, if you can get the Trayvon Brazile you got earlier this week against Texas, then I think that certainly helps you with what he can bring. Maybe get a little bit more out of Malik Ewan, who I really like, and obviously Malik Thomas, another one of those freshman guards. So I think they have and that's just to name a couple of the guys. We know who they've got down ballot with DJ Wagner and Billy Richmond and Carter Knox and some of these really nice players. I feel like they're a really, really fun team and a team that could go on a run, and we'll see. Obviously, like you just said, there's a lot of factors that go into it. That's what makes March Madness so wild. But I think they're one of those teams that could certainly be a Sweet 16 team.
I want Acuff in Memphis as the next 10-year guy here.
Yeah, no, he's certainly one of those guys that feels like
or more.
Yeah, picking up real steam around Memphis of a guy that people are getting behind and would love to see him here in a Grizzlies uniform. And we talked about it yesterday where it feels like those 3 or 4 guards every couple of weeks, one makes a big jump, and it feels like Darius Acuff is making that jump right now. I mentioned yesterday I saw a mock draft that had him at like number 5, taking the place of Kingston Flemings. I mean, if he's 5, obviously whatever happens in the draft lottery, but at least where the Grizzlies are right now, you wouldn't get Darius Acuff because he got taken too high. So it's gonna come down to those ping pong balls and what these guys do the rest of the way. But I think these are some really good guards in this class.
Sunday night, May 10th, lottery night. Is that right? I think I saw that. I was surprised. Did they do it last year on a Sunday?
I couldn't tell you, Brett.
That used to be kind of at halftime or pregame of a Tuesday night game.
Yeah, May 10th, 2026.
Yeah, that's a Sunday night.
Interesting.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, no, it does make a lot of sense.
It's all hitting now.
That's why I immediately started thinking
with the deal
about
with NBC.
What's going on Sunday that they would want to put it there? So it'll be
okay.
on NBC at some point before,
Don't
after,
blame 'em.
around.
You pay that much money, you get the carriage.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, and it will be great. I mean, it's been great. I always love the draft lottery, but it's going to be a lot better on NBC, I imagine. So we'll see what it looks like. But tomorrow night, Grizzlies in action against the Clippers. Right now, no line currently out for Grizzlies in Clippers. We'll see what that looks like. But all eyes tonight, and that's because the Clippers in action tonight on the road against the Spurs. But all eyes tonight on Mavericks and Celtics. Jason Tatum will be back tonight for the Boston Celtics, only 10 months after tearing his Achilles. So he'll be in action, and Cooper Flagg. I have not seen an update today, at least yesterday. The plan was for him to play both last night and tonight coming off his injury. So good opportunity to get both Cooper Flagg and Jason Tatum on ESPN tonight at 6 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and wrap up this first hour. When we return, we're talking more wagering. Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. He joins us next.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
Why are you staring at the Central Barbecue website?
I'm looking at eatcbq.com, waiting for inspiration to strike.
I almost never know what you're talking about.
I have to write the new Central Barbecue radio spot, and I'm thinking I can find inspiration on the Central Barbecue website.
So, any luck?
Well, yeah, I mean, look at all the great stuff they have at all the Central Barbecue locations, from the slow smoke barbecue, the amazing sides, the appetizer. Central Barbecue has everything, and it's right there on their website.
Why not do a commercial about their website?
I can't do a spot for eatcbq.com.
Why not? Like you said, it's all right there.
I don't know. It just seems lazy.
Coming from you.
Come on, I can't just say visit eatcbq.com to learn all about Central Barbecue.
I don't know. I think it's got a nice ring to it.
This is Julie Molay-Mary, and I'm with Mark Spensdorf Realtors. I wanted to dispel any rumors about Sheldon Rosengarten, also with Mark Spensdorf Realtors, being the worst golfer in town. Is that what you wanted me to say, Sheldon?
Yes, Julie, with your stellar career in real estate in Florida and now here, and you also being the Florida Girls State High School champion, in addition to playing for Florida Gulf Coast, I know people would want your opinion about my golf game.
Well, Sheldon, it's a good thing you're great at real Real Estate because your golf game is underwater, where most of your golf balls end up.
Thanks a lot. You know, people often say that when you want the job done, you call Shell Done.
Yes, but they also say that if someone is wanting to sell a home or buy one, I make it easy. So they call Julie Molimeri at 305-0112.
Got it. And you can reach me, Sheldon Rosengarten, at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Cranking it pretty good out here right now, going outbound on Sam Cooper, just in a couple of spots there. Here in the last few minutes, it has gotten heavier there, coming past Perkins on Sam Cooper going outbound. Lots of radar. It's been on and off since lunchtime. South of Memphis. Just be careful down I-55, traveling south of Memphis into DeSoto County. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry want you to know they are your bridal season headquarters. Stop by this year. Shop local. Save a lot of money. You always do at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Friday afternoon. And Brett, it is upset city in Arch Madness. UIC up 20 on Murray State. Obviously, Ryan Miller, the head coach of Murray State, brother of Mike Miller. So upset, another upset on the way here in Arch Madness in
That's
St.
the one
Louis.
and the 4 out.
That's right, yeah. So that would be really, really big if this holds. It looks like it's going to with that type of lead. But we'll see what happens up in St. Louis with all the fun in Arch Madness. But
true or false? UIC, they ever been to a Final Four?
Very true, Brett. Very true.
No, very untrue. UIC has not been to one.
I felt good about that one, but
DePaul and Loyola representing the city of Chicago.
Yeah,
that's it. And I guess you could say Illinois.
Yeah, I was hoping the Chicago
you could say Notre Dame.
Keep
but
going.
No, UIC is not.
That's too bad. Tried to have confidence. Maybe that would push me through, but because I really didn't know. But let's have some more fun. We have a lot of fun during this time on Fridays, and we talk wagering. We do it with Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. So much going on around the sports world right now. It's a lot of these mid-major, low-major conference basketball tournaments. And we were just talking about Arch Madness. We potentially have to start the day 2 upsets to get us started in St. Louis.
Yeah, not just an upset there. I mean, Drake, which that's a slight upset over Dave Voloshin's Southern Illinois yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
Drake had lost 9 straight games at the end of the regular season into Arch Madness, and here they go. All of a sudden, now they're into their semifinals. Who could believe that? Eric Henderson, first-year coach, he had done some decent things up there at North Dakota State. And it had been a very rough year for Drake because all those players left, and Ben McCollum took them to some guys to Iowa with him, including Bennett Sturts. But here they are, a story, and they not only beat the number 1 seed Belmont, they blew them out, and 100-79. Did not see that coming for sure. There was one other one in the Coastal today, where they're playing in D.C. this week. Northeastern had not won a game in 2 months. Almost 2 months, and they thrashed North Carolina A&T in the first round at Washington today in the CAA. So this looks like we're getting some upsets, and like you said, UIC is taking care of Murray State right now. So this might be just beginning.
Yeah,
Bruce, we always close at the end of this segment with tell us more what you have going on. We're going to do that today. We're also going to do it right now. You've got an announcement to make, and you almost brought it full circle. The first time I ever heard you, I'm in bed late night listening to Ron Barr. I'm going to say around early 90s, and this guy from the Gold Sheet Zone, and I thought, man, I like this guy. He is quick brain, a lot of facts, a lot of good stuff. And then you were on REC with Dave in this market, and right here through the years with Dave and with us, and full circle back to the Gold Sheet, right?
Yes, sir. I'm back for stint number 3. I feel like one of those NHL coaches, like Rick Bowness, coaching Winnipeg for 3 times or whatever he did. But yeah,
no better than that. Brent Pry fired at Virginia Tech, and now back is the defensive coordinator with Jimmy Franklin.
Right, there you go. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, we sold to the same guys. It's in the Wager Talk umbrella now, and we sold in 2019, and they asked me to come back. Maybe it's a pretty nice deal, and I said, okay.
Heck yeah.
Same stuff I'm doing before. They like the old school write-ups, and I'm doing that. They got some new stuff. We'll see it in the football season. They got a YouTube channel for our Wager Talk and podcasts. They're going to let me do soccer stuff, and I'm already writing up college hoops, so we're back at the Gold Sheet, believe it or not, third stint.
In perfect timing with World Cup this summer, and I don't think I'm misspeaking. Your favorite sport, soccer.
Well, it's one of them, yeah, and it's good fun. And that's coming up, and we got all the. I sent a couple write-ups up there for games in Italy and Germany this weekend too. So it's good all the way around, and paying me good. So what the heck? Why not?
I'm asking a lot of guests this. All right, so you bust through the doors at the White House, and they give you time to make a case for how to fix college football. Where do you start with the symposium being held today?
And I think they've sort of done this. The spring portal, I think they have eliminated. I take the next step and eliminate spring football. Period. I so
agree. I so agree.
Yeah, nobody likes it, and anybody who says they do is lying. From the coaches and the players, but it's a waste. Do it like the NFL does it. Have the OTAs. Do it in June. There's no reason to do this stuff in March.
And monetize it. Monetize the OTAs.
Yeah, if you want to, fine. And I know for some schools, they monetize the spring stuff. The spring game's a big deal, but it's such a waste. And there's different ways they can do it. But nobody really likes it. But I think they've already. I believe they've already. Eliminated the spring portal, I think, which was a really bad idea in the first place. Next thing, though, is to get rid of spring football. Now, those would be sort of easy things. I don't know how we're going to fix the other stuff. but those would be the first things that I would start with.
Yeah, I'm with you on all of that. We obviously mentioned college basketball, all these tournaments getting started this week. We know next week, big news. Actually, Brett, we talked about it last segment. Darius Acuff officially out tomorrow against Missouri, so you were right about that already being out, of him being out. But what are you looking at tonight around college basketball? A lot of conference tournament games, some just regular season games. What stands out to you tonight?
Well, this is it's getting interesting now because we got, some of these conference tournaments. It's a better Friday than what we've had, since December. Miami O is going for 31-0 tonight. Now they're on the road at Ohio U, which has not had a great year, but they're not that bad. But Miami O has really been flying close to the flame. The last two games have been 2-point wins. They barely got there against Toledo, which isn't that bad. That was a home game. Western Michigan is not that good. And they barely got there last week. They've had a couple of overtimes, a couple of the 2-point games. They're laying 5.5 tonight. I think they survived, but boy, the collar is getting kind of tight. And I would probably take the points with Ohio U in that one. Back to Arch Madness and the nightcap. One team that did avoid an upset yesterday was Northern Iowa, although did not look great against Evansville, which was the very bottom seed, the 11 in the Missouri Valley. But this is a team I think could actually win this tournament. They were aggrieved; they finished sixth, and that 6 through 11 makes you play in that first round there. They lost 2 games by 2 points each right at the end of the season. One of those to Illinois State, which is their opponent tonight. 2 games against Illinois State, very close this season, both losses. I know Illinois State is not thrilled to have to do the hat trick against Northern Iowa. They would have preferred anybody else tonight, except maybe Drake, the way Drake's played. I think Northern Iowa gets them. This is my pick to win this tournament. They started playing much better the last month. Even though they lost those 2 games last week, very close. Ben Jacobs missed the top scoring defense in the country, and he's sort of taken the reins off the offense a little bit. Trey Campbell's a really good scorer and putting up some pretty good numbers lately. I think they get the Redbirds tonight, so I'd give Northern Iowa a shot there. Big 12, this is interesting. They are playing a good one tonight. It's in Morgantown. That's Ross Hodge over from North Texas. Now, a couple weeks ago, West Virginia was still hanging right on the periphery of the bubble. They've lost some close games, so they're probably going to the NIT instead. But they are extremely tough. They play defense just the way Hodges' teams at North Texas did. And frankly, I am not so sure about UCF being in the tournament here right now and being a lock, like Joe Lenardi seems to think. There's 6 top teams in the Big 12. Then you get down to the sort of the next tier, and that's where UCF is. They would probably be the 7th team going in. They've lost 2 in a row. They have got TCU and Cincinnati breathing down their necks. All of a sudden getting hot late in the season. They lost at home to West Virginia the first time. Honor Huff was at UTC last year. He led the nation at 3-point shots. He is dangerous for Mountaineers. I think West Virginia gets them tonight. So I'll take West Virginia there. And one more in the A-10, you've got Dayton tonight playing VCU. This is a good game. Both these teams are pretty hot. And with St. Louis looking a little wobbly here in the last couple of weeks, all of a sudden, that A-10 tournament in Pittsburgh next week looks a little bit more up in the air. And Dayton, by the way, just beat St. Louis last week by 15 at home. And 6 straight wins for Dayton. And they have a really good senior guard in Javon Bennett, and a 7'1" sophomore center from France, Ameo Leton. Ooh la la. He is scoring points like crazy lately. And VCU is also, VCU's won 12-13, and they beat Dayton pretty good the first time. I'm going to give Dayton a shot in the revenge tonight. They're also talking, Anthony Grant whispers about a possible retirement there, so these guys might be digging in for their beloved coach. Dayton tonight, that's a really good one tonight in the A-10 over VCU. Good game there tonight.
Bruce, how many conference tournaments are there originating in Vegas over the next week and a half, and how many will you go to?
Well, there are 4. Now, there should be 5, but the Pac-12 has taken a hiatus here for 2 years. It'll be back next year, and I'm almost 99% sure they're having the tournament in Vegas. One of these years, I think the Big Ten's going to come out to Vegas, too. So we got 4 this year. Well, the one going on right now is the WCC over at the Orleans, and they have their second night tonight. The WAC will move into the Orleans Arena as soon as the WCC is done. You've got the Mountain West at the Thomas & Mack Center at UNLV. That starts up next week. And the Big West at the Lee's Family Forum. Really nice new arena. Not big, but it's like the minor league hockey arena right down the street from where I live in Henderson. That's the Big West. But that's the only one I'll probably go to this year. I don't think I'm going to go to the Mountain West. I used to do the 11 years I did a triple header one day. Mountain West, Pac-12, and WAC. But those days are behind me. They're all on TV now. But I will, I think, take a stroll over to the Big West next week in Henderson.
Yeah, those 4 games in one day, by the end of the night, you don't really know what you've witnessed all day. And if you've been to 3 different tournaments, I can imagine that. When you say near your house, are you talking walking or just short drive?
Walking.
Wow.
About 6 minutes. I live
Bruce,
in,
you got to live there this week then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right by Green Valley Ranch. They built this new nice arena a couple of years ago, and the Big West, that's where the Golden Knights minor league team, the Silver Knights, play. And I can walk there from home, so I do. I've done it, and I will next week.
Wow, that will be a lot of fun. Looking at some games tomorrow over in the SEC, we don't have a ton of lines, but a couple lines starting to come out in a big game in Knoxville. Vanderbilt on the road against Tennessee. That's number 24 and number 23 in the AP poll. Right now, Tennessee a 4.5-point favorite. The total 147.5. What are you liking in this game?
Probably Tennessee. They got Vandy the first time in Nashville when Vandy made a run at them late. But Tennessee is they're able to control the pace pretty good, and I think that's going to be Vandy's Achilles heel, and that's what hurt Vandy. That's what started to hurt Vandy when they got into conference play and the games they lost. They're just not able to play at anything other than that really fast pace. I mean, a team that can slow them down, that's the Achilles heel for Mark Byington's team. So I think Tennessee probably gets them tomorrow in Knoxville.
Bruce, here locally, a lot of give and take on Coach Penny Hardaway, and everybody really starting to get dug in, and neither Bryant nor I think anything that he should be fired. He should be back next year, and then he'll have to. We know what he'll have to do next year. He'll have to have some success. He certainly will have to get to the NCAA tournament. He has had success as a coach. I've said he's been utterly okay. He's won, but he hadn't advanced in March. Only one NCAA tournament win, no Sweet 16s. Big picture, is it fair to define a college basketball coach by just March success?
Certain programs can do that, and Memphis might be one of those because they've had enough success in the past there, and they play in a big NBA arena. They are the game in town. They got the resources in that league. They're bumping up to get into a new league, so. A school like Memphis, yeah, I think they can. Now, if you're some of these others in the American, is Tulane, does Ron Hunter have that sort of pressure? Probably not. But Penny does. Now, they did win 29 games last year, so it's not like this has been going on for a long time. It's happened this year. I don't think. The guys that Penny got in the portal, like McDaniel and Sincere Parker, who was like a trade from Kansas State, they didn't replace what Haggerty did last year. So, and that sharp edge offensively they have missed. And this late season fade is troubling. Now it's 7 straight losses. That was a better effort last night, but they still lost. So I think it's 50-50 with him. If he does come back, he's going to be on the hot seat completely next year. So that's the one thing. Now, once those rumors start, man, you got to win big to quiet them. And that could end up having a damaging effect on your program.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But I think there's a chance he comes back next year because, like I said, they did win 29 last year. They've gone to the dance. They did win the NIT 4 years ago, so he might get one more chance. But, man, if they keep if they don't win one more, if they don't get a win next week in the American tournament, then they just keep losing. Boy, it could be tough.
You say 50-50. That's the worst odds we've bandied about, isn't it, Brian? Have you heard anybody else in and around town, even in friend group, go that low?
I've not, no.
Or that high?
No.
That's something. And Bruce, I know you know, Memphis is going into this weekend. It's still in doubt that they qualify for Birmingham next week.
Well, now if they miss Birmingham next week, then that could change it. Then all of a sudden, I think it's a higher percentage that he does not come back. By the way, one thing you mentioned Birmingham, if I could for a second, the darndest team in the country this year is UAB. Now, they are playing the tournament next week at the BJCC at the Legacy Arena downtown. They are not playing at Clean Jean Bartow Arena. At Clean Jean Bartow Arena this year, UAB has failed to cover every single American game. You heard me right. They have not covered a game at home. And they've only been one win. That was against Rice. On the road in the American, they are Duke. They are 8-9-0 straight up on the road in the American this year. I have never seen an inside-out team like that. So I don't know what to make of the tournament next week. It's in Birmingham, but it's not at Bartow Arena where they continually underachieve. So maybe UAB gets that road for them playing downtown next week. A question for us to ponder as we get ready for the American tournament.
Sure is.
Bruce, you being the college football historian that you are, and we have talked a lot about it and had guests on and talked a lot about it, the passing of Coach Lou Holtz, and we know he is he is in a really great league in college football. What tier is he in? Is he in the top tier of college football coaches all time, or is he in that next tier? Where is he?
I think he's in the top tier, and I say that because not as much. I know the Notre Dame and what he did there, and he had some great teams at Arkansas too. I think what sets Lou, what qualifies him at that top tier, is actually a couple other things. Well, NC State, that was a great job there. Minnesota and South Carolina, especially that Minnesota thing. If you remember, you may remember, Brett, how bad Minnesota got in the early 80s there under Joe Salem. I mean, they really, really fell off the map. And the 83 team was like the worst Big Ten team I ever saw. And this is an era before the NIL and the portal and all that. Luke came in there, and we've talked about that before. That was odd that he ended up there after Arkansas, and that's a whole other story how that unraveled.
Yeah, it is.
He got them competitive right away.
With Ricky Foggy, at quarterback.
Yeah, and Ricky Foggy. And they got to a bowl game the second year. Then he took the Notre Dame. But just to prop up Minnesota, which was horrible, like that was great. South Carolina wasn't a lot better when he took that over. And he had a rough first year. By his second year, they had turned it around, and they got really good. So he's a turnaround specialist, and the stuff he did with Arkansas, too, and of course Notre Dame as well. That first year at Arkansas was something else. And people forget, Arkansas had really fought. You know this, Brett. I mean, the last 4 or 5 years of Coach Boyles, they had tailed off. They had that 1 year in '75, but I have always maintained that Cotton Bowl bid. They came in the back door that year. And the way the schedule broke, and they got A&M after that Texas game, and Georgia wasn't that great in the Cotton Bowl. Yeah, it was a good Arkansas team. That wasn't a great team, but they went back under 500 the next year. The bottom line is that program was not rolling when Lou took it over, and immediately, I mean, they won, and that Oklahoma Orange Bowl game is still one of the great one-game coaching of my life, and the way with the suspensions and all that. And he did that again when he was at Notre Dame in a game I was at against SC in '88. He suspended a couple of guys, running backs, right before named Hunter, I think, or Brooks. And they beat USC when a lot of people didn't think they would, and they neutered Rodney Peete, and that was Lou again. No, I think he's in the top tier for sure.
Okay, can you be in the top tier and not have won a national championship? And with that, I'm talking about Bo Schembechler. 0-time national championship coach. But it's Bo Schembechler.
Yes, I would do that too, because for much of the first 5-6 years of Shem Beckler's career, he didn't have a playoff. He didn't have another bowl game. Now, is he right at the absolute top? No, but he's in. It depends how the top tier goes down a bit. I mean, he won immediately. He didn't inherit a bad situation at Michigan, but there were a couple years there where Bo, I thought, could have had the best team in the country, and just because of some flukes with the Ohio State games and not being able to go to a bowl and no playoff, 72, 73, 74, Michigan might have been the best team in the country and never got a chance to show it. Nowadays, that Michigan team would have had a chance. So, yes, I do put, and he kept winning all the way through his career, so I would put Shem Beckler there. Yeah, he'd be one of the exceptions, but, yeah, I would for him.
Last thing for you, Bruce, anything you like tonight in the NBA?
Yeah, a couple. I would go ahead and give Boston a shot bouncing back after losing that game to Charlotte. Dallas had a good effort last night against Orlando, but they lost still. But these teams that have sort of punted on the season, I'm looking to go against them, and I like the dynamic for Boston coming back. Charlotte tonight is hosting Miami. I think Charlotte can win the East, and you heard me right. What they're doing right now, they have won, 6-7 in a row, all the games by 17 or more points. Duke, the rookie from Duke, LaMelo Ball, this team is for real. They remind me of Boston. They get the Heat tonight at home. You have to lay about 8, but I would do it. But Charlotte, I just keep riding Charlotte. And I'd probably take the Lakers. Not as much I'm taking the Lakers. I'm looking against Indiana, and they're one of these teams that is just punted on the season. They'll be bad next year. But all the injuries, then they've shut down Zubac. They just got him from the Clippers. I mean, it's a shell of a team. They're not even really trying now. The players are trying. They just don't have the players right now to do much. So I'll take the Lakers tonight. Mostly anti-Pacers vote.
I like it. Bruce, where can we find more of you?
Well, now you can go up to wagertalk.com and you see the gold sheet in there, and that's where you go now to get the gold sheet. I've still got picks up there at VegasInsider.com for now, so you can get some picks up there. But from on forward, go to wagertalk.com and check out that gold sheet site at wagertalk.com.
I love it. Bruce, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Okay, have a good weekend, boys.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. We appreciate it so much. I'm at wagertalk.com right now. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad to be able to see the great write-ups and the features that Bruce always writes, and with that historical and for today, knowledge that he has of so many sports. This weekend, any weekend, Jason's Deli, put it on your appointment list. And Jason's Deli want to thank everybody for the business any time of the year, but the crowds and the great reception that they get every Sunday with people going out to eat after church. Thank you so much to everybody that does that. And Jason's Deli wanted me to tell everyone, but they're open all the time for any meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with a variety of delicious choices for all the meals. And all these meals can be catered for any group, 5 or 5,000, low delivery fees, vegetarian, gluten sensitive options, same day, last minute orders welcomed. If you feel a little bit like you hadn't got it right, that's when they excel. They step in, you step aside, and everything's taken care of. Bringing more to the table, it's a family thing at Jason's Deli. Whether you're dining it in, getting it to go, or having it delivered, it's wholesome food forever. That is a family thing, like going out to lunch after church. The Dacus brothers, y'all need to take your parents out to lunch Sunday afternoon after church. That's what y'all need to do. Right. Help the first franchise in the nation to be trans fat free. And it's all about choice at Jason's Deli or any of these locations at Ridgeway Road, across from MUS, at Park Place, Poplar and Highland by the University of Memphis, down in Olive Branch, out in Cordova, catering anytime, anywhere, and in all those locations, that great salad bar in every location, over 30 items to choose from, and you prepare that salad however you would like. You can order salads off the menu, like the nutty mixed up salad, the chicken club salad, my favorite, the taco salad. You will be delighted at any of these Jason's Deli locations, and in every one of them, the complimentary free ice cream. Plenty of organic food to choose from as well. check them out online at jasonsdeli.com.
Well, we need to get to another break. When we return, we've got a lot of conference tournament action going on right now. We've also got regular seasons ending around the country tonight, tomorrow, and on Sunday. We'll talk a lot of college basketball next on Sports Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor, just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Trying to clear up this wreck that was in the center lane just a few minutes ago. 24 westbound here at Poplar. Of course, it's heavy over in the eastbound lanes. That's for sure as you travel up to Walnut Grove. It's starting to really pick up through the Midtown area just in the last few minutes with that traffic volume on 240 southbound and South Parkway. A bridal season just around the corner. Shop local this weekend. You'll save a lot of money. You always do at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some college hoops as we've got a lot of conference tournaments in action, these mid-major, low-major conferences getting things started. A lot have already gotten things started. But some day basketball. Tonight we've got some regular season games. Tomorrow we'll have a lot of regular season games in the SEC and different power conferences. And then we know for the Tigers, their regular season will wrap up on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun over the weekend, not only with these conference tournaments, but also kind of seeing how the regular season falls out for a lot of teams.
Think of the tenor and tone of every Friday that we're going to have now, really the rest of March. You know, today it's wall-to-wall basketball from around the country, and USC just hammering Murray State, and and the games and the weekend gets better. And then next Friday, the bigger conferences will start narrowing it down. Then that following Friday, that's one of the two best days of the sports calendar of the year.
Yeah.
That first Thursday and Friday of the NCAA tournament. Then that next week, we'll already have teams in the Elite Eight.
That's right.
On that Friday, and trying to get a few more, and then it'll be the Friday before the Final Four and the week before the Masters.
Yeah. So we're kind of on a roll here. I mean, this is
and today's weather. That gets you ready for it today, doesn't it?
No kidding. It has been really, really nice outside.
First day of short wearing and the first day of a lot of out-of-bound markers, a lot of white stakes, isn't it?
Yes, no, it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah, I always have the problem of, and it's both ways, not as much from shorts to like regular pants, but from pants to shorts. It takes me a while to get into kind of the short groove. Like I'll wait a pretty long time before I start wearing shorts regularly. So I'm certainly not there yet, but it's nice
I'm there
outside.
today. I don't think I'm going to stay there long.
No,
though.
but like even a day like this, like I just can't. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just can't put on a pair of shorts. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's very weird. I get comfortable.
You need on eye black or really
that's
good
right.
sunglasses though when you see these out of bounds markers.
You definitely do. But it is going to be a fun weekend, like you said, with all of this hoops. We talked earlier about Darius Acuff as he was reported doubtful. Now it is official that he will be out tomorrow against Missouri, and I think it was Pete Thamel that reported it, that he will be out. Yeah, here, Pete Thamel with the news. Arkansas star.
Is he tweeting from the symposium? Because he's there, isn't he?
Great question. He's multitasking, I guess. So when you got Darius Acuff news, you gotta get it out there. But he said Arkansas star freshman guard Darius Acuff Jr. will not play against Missouri on Saturday. John Calipari told ESPN's at Seth on Hoops. Acuff has been dealing with a nagging ankle injury, and they want him to rest heading into the SEC tournament. And then he followed that up by saying Acuff is able to play, but the decision was made in the interest of Arkansas's bigger goals of this season and ensuring his health for postseason play. So, what we talked about earlier just makes all the sense in the world to rest him for this game and then really be ready to go not only for the SEC tournament, but mainly for the NCAA tournament. What kind of run they can go on there?
Right now, Arkansas is the 3 seed. Mizzou's the 5 seed. Mizzou probably needs it a little more than Arkansas, but Mizzou, I think they're in.
Yeah.
They're one of the 9 or 10 that are definitely in. Tomorrow, the action in the SEC, a lot of rivalry games. It looks like Thanksgiving weekend. Vandy and Tennessee playing, and dogs versus dogs. Georgia, that's not Thanksgiving, but Georgia, Mississippi State, and the Iron Bowl on the basketball court. Red River on the basketball court.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a lot of really interesting games, and a lot of these teams kind of already know where they're at. Not only for the SEC tournament, but for the NCAA tournament. We know a handful of bubble teams in there, and certainly could use a win tomorrow, and then parlay that into a good weekend in Nashville to try to get some more teams from the SEC. So it'll be a lot of fun, and there will be a lot of eyes on SEC play tomorrow, especially that Vanderbilt Tennessee game. That first game was really, really fun. Hopefully this one in Knoxville will be just as good.
I have not been able to get a real handle on either of those teams all year. I'll watch them one game, think, yeah, okay, here, and Vandy with the quick start, but I still think back to the game, the overtime win over the Tigers, and I didn't think was very impressive. And then they will play well, and then the next night out, not so much. What does Auburn? It starts with winning tomorrow in Tuscaloosa, but what do they have to do next week in Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they can get a win tomorrow night at Alabama, that would be huge. I have Joe Lenardi's bracketology pulled up right here. He has Auburn as his second team in his first 4 out, so they're right there on the cut line. If they can win tonight and then win, one, tell me what that second game looks like. I think they're in an okay spot. You win 2 and then play really well in that third game. I think you're feeling pretty good going into Selection Sunday.
Yeah, But they've got to win tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is it starts tomorrow with a win over Alabama. You lose tomorrow, then the work you have to do becomes way, way, way bigger. But if they can go on the road tomorrow and beat Alabama, I think that puts them in a pretty good spot come conference tournament and then come NCAA tournament.
Yeah, because it looks like Auburn's going to have to play on Wednesday, win or lose.
Yeah, and so I mean, they're in a really bad spot either way. I mean, it's been a rough, especially the end of the season for them, and it's going to be an uphill battle. And I really think shouldn't be in the NCAA tournament no matter what happens. But if they can rattle off a couple wins here late, they'll probably get in and be.
Oh, you don't think that no matter what they do, they shouldn't be in?
I don't think they should. I mean, this Auburn team's terrible. Like they're not any good. They are not terrible in a sense of a NCAA tournament team.
And Brian, the proof of you saying they're terrible.
What's that?
14 losses.
That's right. I mean,
that's what we play for, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, let's just say they lose tomorrow, because they probably will on the road against Alabama. That makes them 16-15. That means unless they win one game in the NCAA or in the SEC tournament, if they lose the first game of the SEC tournament, that's 500 team. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how
we can't do that for at large.
Yeah, I mean,
we just can't go there. I don't care who you played.
Right.
Or your most impressive high point.
Mm-hmm.
No, you've got a vast accumulation of L's.
Yeah. And so I mean, I think this is the perfect example of the argument against expanding the NCAA tournament, because a team like Auburn being this close to the bubble should really never happen, and the fact that they are is kind of really tells you that we don't need to expand. But obviously a lot of talk about them, and obviously with what Bruce Pearl said last week, everybody's going to be watching Auburn, everybody's going to be talking about them and kind of where they fall on the bubble and kind of where
does he do his analysis work?
I don't know where that. I think he's with TNT or CBS, one of the two. It might be CBS. I know he's done a little bit with both.
This year, have I seen Bill Raftery? I know I've seen him on CBS, and I know he'll be there for the tournament. But have I also seen him on Fox games, on a Fox package, Fox National?
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I haven't noticed one way or the other.
And I think I've seen Seth Davis in studio for Fox National, haven't I? And also CBS.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I know Fox is really trying to go kind of into the deep end with their basketball coverage, especially on Fox. They've really started to revamp it. So I don't know what they're doing with that, if they're able to go out and get some of those guys, or if they're bringing in completely new people. So I have no idea. I mean, it'd be interesting if they are. I know one of the big stories earlier this week, a couple days ago, was that Dick Vitale is going to be a part of March Madness. He's going to be on, I think on some of these games in the NCAA tournament.
I don't think he's ever been on one, has he?
I don't think so. And so I know they released all the crews for the NCAA tournament, and he was on there, and people were pointing that out.
Now, would that be CBS or TNT or what?
Yeah, I don't. It didn't say. It just said kind of these teams. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Where was he? Now I cannot find it. But I know his name was somewhere in there, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe
I didn't catch that.
Maybe I just saw. Maybe it was a fake tweet. Maybe I got parodied. How about that? I probably did, because I'm not seeing it now. But it was like all over social media whenever it happened. But now, yeah, I think I got.
I don't think you did. I'm there now at a story by the Sporting News, and headline says Dick Vitale at center of March Madness announcement that has fans buzzing. 86 years old, and will be calling NCAA tournament games.
Okay,
he's never broadcast.
Interesting. So
NCAA tournament games.
That's weird, because now, like I said,
he declined CBS. The story says he would decline CBS when asked, out of his loyalty to ESPN.
Interesting. So, that'll be certainly a storyline to follow come NCAA tournament time. I don't know what Fox is doing. I'll be honest, I have not watched enough games on Fox to really notice who's on their teams. I know they've got the games on Friday night that are really fun, but I just...
86 years old, and what he's been through with his health and the money he has raised for cancer research and just making... What the heck? Let him do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be great if he is on that, and gets to do it, because like you said, I mean, what he has done and kind of what he is for college basketball as a whole, I think it'd be really cool to see him. So That would be cool if we get that. But some fun teams as always when it comes to NCAA tournament, and we'll have that here in a couple weeks. And
there's always either the analyst or someone you go, I haven't seen him all year doing any games. And then there's my guy with CBS, Kylie, who's the one that I text you every year. He's just a chuckle box the whole game.
Who is that?
Who is my guy? And I like him. And he's kind of with an A team, often with Kevin Harlan.
Yeah. Is it Hummel? It's not Hummel, is it? He's
no
kind of younger. Because that's who was with Kevin Harlan this year. I can't remember, but I know you do we text about it every single year because he gets excited.
I'm trying to find him, and I mean he just laughs away the whole tournament.
Yeah, no, he does. He does.
Dan Bonner.
Dan Bonner. That's exactly right. So yeah, I mean,
and he's fun.
He is, and but he gets to giggling, and he has a good time during the tournament.
Listen up, Mid-South. We have a good time in Landers Ford and Collierville. You can go there and have a great time and save a lot of money, like no payments for 90 days. That's right. During Ford Truck Month, your number one Ford dealer gives you payment relief. New Ford F-150. 0% APR financing for 60 months. 0 down payment. 0 payments for 90 days. That's what I said. New F-150. 0% APR financing for 60 months. 0 down payment. 0 payments for 90 days. Get started with the Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. Shop one of the largest selections of new Fords before they're sold out. It's only once a year. Act now. 0% APR, 0 down payment, 0 payments for 90 days. You heard me right. There's 0 to pay to drive today and all weekend long at Landers Ford in Collierville. Give them a call to schedule your test drive. If it doesn't say Landers, you pay too much.
Well, we need to get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show? No! Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Witten Road.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand.
It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, my big number today, I think it has to be the number 10, and that has to do with Jason Tatum. He's returning tonight for the Boston Celtics, only 10 months after tearing his Achilles. Just really remarkable stuff to come back that fast for Boston to even be in position for him to come back. I mean, we had those discussions all summer and even into the start of the season of what will this Boston Celtics team even look like? Will they even want to bring him back if he's healthy, or will it be kind of a tank season, throwaway season, and then we'll try to get back once Jason Tatum's healthy? But they're in a good spot right now, and with Jason Tatum back, he's only going to help. Here's another.
Can they win it? Can win it all?
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a way to have Jaylen Brown playing the way he's been playing once Jason Tatum's back out there and gets really healthy, they definitely can make it to an Eastern Conference Finals.
The longer they hang around in May and June, that parquet does magic.
No, it sure does. And those are two really, really talented players. I think they got some good pieces around them as well. But here's another little nugget about Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum will be playing his first game as a 28-year-old tonight, coming back from that injury. Tatum is one of just 3 players in NBA history to have at least 15,000 points and 450 team wins, counting both regular season and playoffs, prior to turning 28. He joins LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, some pretty good guys to join in conversation.
You know, he joins us in something, too. We have something in common with Jason Tatum.
With Jason Tatum, we have something in common.
Big.
Spending time in Memphis? I don't know.
His baseball team. St. Louis native. He's a huge Cardinal fan.
That's right. Yes, he is a big Cardinal
Brian, I'm
fan.
starting to have a good feeling about our Cardinals.
Hey, you keep saying that. I don't know if I agree, but let's get to the regular season first. Let me see.
I'm not ready to go full 162-0 and yet. Got to see opening day for that.
Well, yeah. Let me
Less
see the opening
than 2
day.
weeks.
I know it's going to be here really quick. Let me see the opening day roster, and then
That's not right. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, I think. Yeah,
3 weeks.
But still, it's going to be fast, especially with WBC. It's going to make it even quicker. Let me see the opening day lineup first, and then I'll tell you how I'm feeling about the Cardinals' chances this year.
Should we have a friendly wager with Connor on most wins, Cardinals versus his Southsiders?
Yeah, I'm sure he would love that. I'm sure he would.
Bring it on.
That's free money.
Yeah,
for me. Free money.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Free big money. My big number is 51. If the Tigers miss the ACT, that's the American Conference Tournament.
You know, I feel like I missed the ACT when I was in high school. I didn't do
How many times did you take it?
I only took it once. It was
me too. What'd you make?
I like a 23 or 24. I don't remember exactly what it was.
22 for me.
How about that? Hey, it got me into Memphis, and I said, hey, all right.
Check the box for me.
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
I don't need to take it anymore. So.
I took it on a Saturday morning. In fact, not only just any Saturday morning, the famed third Saturday in October Saturday morning, and guess where my mind was most of the time during the test?
Yeah,
it was not.
No, it doesn't surprise me.
It was not, but 51 years since the Tigers have not played in a conference tournament. I mentioned it the other day, and then I went back and did some more research on it, and I was right. 74-75, the Tigers were an independent, so they had no conference tournament playing. The next year started the long run of conference tournaments, Metro, the Good Midwest, the Conference America, and the American, and all the tournaments they've been in. The last time to not play in any postseason tournament, conference or NIT or NCAA, as Bruce Marshall called him, and that was his nickname, Clean Gene Bartow. 1971, his first year, no tournament at all, go 18-8, and then really Tiger basketball defined from that point on as a national power.
That's right. Yeah. Well, talking about Gene Bartow, and he brought it up obviously with UAB and the namesake of their arena. We might need to touch base with Pat Smith on this. I don't know who we need to touch base with on this, but I have to figure out before the conference tournament begins and I start betting on these games, does the bad juju cover the entire city of Birmingham for UAB or just Bartow Arena?
What's the playing floor? Are they bringing it from?
It's a great question.
We got to catch up.
I mean, I've got to figure this out because I'm going to want to bet on these games, and if I know that it covers the entire city, then I know where I'm betting. If it doesn't, that changes everything.
Now the Tigers have played down. Didn't they play in a neutral against someone at BJCC downtown a few years ago? And they've spent a lot of money on it. Used to be very dimly lit at the BJCC, but I think better now.
They might have. I know.
Who was that?
I want to say it was one of those exhibitions a couple years, like against.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know. I know those Alabama exhibitions got a little hairy about where they were, and
played Auburn at State Farm in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, but I you say that.
I thought they did.
It makes. I think you're right. I can't remember it for the life of me. But I do think you're right. I think they have played down there in Birmingham.
We will have to check. We got to check with Pat Smith on the big symposium.
Yeah,
he should have been there.
There's plenty to. Yeah, I would trust him a lot more in that symposium.
I guarantee you, I could come up with a list of 20 people much better than a lot of those people sitting there. What the meeting to me looked like a great handshaking, picture-taking session.
And that's the thing, Brett. I know you've asked both Bruce Marshall and Alan Bell about it. We haven't talked much about it, but I just don't think anything's going to get done of it. I think it's just
isn't that typical Washington?
Exactly.
A lot of meetings, a lot of handshaking, a lot of picture-taking,
exactly.
A lot of my good friend and dear colleague from Hoboken, and nothing gets done.
You can put it out there. Look at all of these leaders and people of power meeting together and sitting down to get the job done.
Power room.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah.
So I have no faith that anything
the Palm Restaurant's going to do great tonight with everybody going there
man.
afterwards and eating and drinking it up.
It's going to be incredible. But I doubt much gets done in terms of fixing college athletics.
I'm not having to hold any hopes out of it.
No, I certainly am not. I hope some good things come out of it.
It shows how poor the NCAA and college sports has been operated. That you're kind of the Hail Mary is DC.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I mean, it's crazy that the last 2 or 3 years, every issue we have, everyone goes, well, got to get Congress involved, got to get Washington involved, got to get everybody involved. Like, man, how bad off do you got to be when you got to involve them?
Right? Don't you think you could describe me through the years as loving Tiger Woods, especially
no doubt about it.
On that golf course, swinging that golf club?
No doubt.
And that's really the only thing I really ever wanted to know about him and watch about him.
Yeah.
You think his 1 year at Stanford really has him elevated to be there today as symposium guy?
Yeah, I mean,
I think the main reason is symposium is his girlfriend is the ex-daughter-in-law that the president still likes.
That is true. Also, it looks good, right? Tiger Woods involved. That's a name that you can sell.
Dr. Rice, it's a rule. She has to be on every board and commission.
Got to be.
And never got one thing right.
No. So,
missed the fall of the Soviet Union, missed UBL 9/11.
Oh man, yeah, not a great track
missed
record.
rebuilding Iraq.
Yeah, not a great track record. But hopefully some good things come out of this. I'm just not going to hold my breath for it. But we're going to get to a break here in just a second. Before we do that, I got to remind you about the commissary. When you're in Memphis, you think of barbecue, you want some of that world famous Memphis-style barbecue, and you can get it any night at the commissary. With locations in Germantown and in Collierville, stop in for lunch or dinner, or just stop in and get it to go. Start your meal with an appetizer like the cheese plate, the chicken wings, or my favorite, the barbecue nachos. For more than 40 years, the commissary has been a staple in this area, and a big reason is because of the quality of food they serve. My go-to, it's got to be the ribs, but you stop in for that barbecue shoulder, get it chopped or pulled, and get it by the plate or by the pound. It comes in handy with the sandwich packs. Feed the whole group with a 6-pack, an 8-pack, even a 12-pack. And don't forget about the dessert like the delicious banana pudding pie, brownie, or the lemon icebox pie. Stop in today at the Collierville location and try the all-you-can-eat buffet, available Monday through Friday. Pick and choose between 3 proteins, 5 sides, a salad, and a drink, all for just $15.95. And when you're at the commissary, you know you're getting the best barbecue. That's because they were awarded the best barbecue in Memphis in the Commercial Appeal Officials 2025 Bracket Showdown. So stop in at either location. Let them cater for you. You can find their catering options online at commissarybbq.com. They've got a great party room, perfect for any occasion. But today, stop in either of those two locations in Germantown, open daily until 8 p.m., and in Collierville, open until 9 p.m. for that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue at the commissary. Well, let's wrap up this second hour, get to another break, and when we return, we're talking Tiger basketball. Jason Munns, the Commercial Appeal Tiger basketball beat writer, he joins us next. We'll talk all things Tiger hoops, last night, Sunday, what this season has been. We'll do it next with Jason Munns.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Listen up, Mid-South. Landers Ford in Collierville says make no payments for 90 days. That's right. During Ford Truck Month, your #1 Ford dealer gives you payment relief. New Ford F-150, 0% APR financing for 60 months. 0 down payments. 0 payments for 90 days. Are you listening? New F-150s, 0% APR financing for 60 months. 0 down payments. 0 payments for 90 days. Get started now with our Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. Shop one of the largest selections of new Fords before they're sold. It's only once a year. Act now. 0% APR, 0 down payment, 0 payments for 90 days. There's 0 to pay to drive today. Landers Ford in Colliersville. If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2025 Total New Vehicle Retail Sales Report, Memphis Market, with approved credit from Ford Credit. Minimum monthly payment of $1,667 per 1,000 finance, regardless of down payment. Interest accrues from inception. Example: 2025 Ford F-150 Lariat. VIN number 1FTFW5L8XSFB43528. MSRP $71,675. Ford bonus cash $1,000. Sale price $70,675. Based on 0% APR financing for 60 months. Price, tax, title, and $695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 4/2/26.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Sometimes an idea comes along that fills a void nobody even knew existed, and a few years ago, one of those ideas was Sunrise. We didn't know that Memphis had been waiting for a place that serves the freshest, fastest, made-to-order breakfast, and lunch for that matter. And then Sunrise on Jefferson opened, and we all realized that's what we'd been waiting for. And now we also have Sunrise East on Poplar, because we needed that too. Both Sunrise locations provide the delicious food we've been craving, and now we can get, and we can only get, at Sunrise.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving two purposes, curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942-3201, go to gateslumber.com, or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
It's a new year, and it's the first new sale at Family Leisure. It's the floor model sale happening now. Family Leisure has deep, like diving deep discounts on over 100 display models and in-stock hot tubs, swim spas, even those cold plunges. How deep are these discounts? I'm not allowed to say. So if you've been putting off getting a new spa, then right now is the best time to buy. Here's one price I can let loose. You can get a spa as low as $99 a month. Plus, you can get over $1,000 in upgrades with every spa purchased. One other special deal, you can get an $8,000 spa for only $159 a month. And you know what? Family Leisure is going to throw in some LED lights and waterfalls on most models. Room's got to be made, and so do the deals at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's building pretty good out here now. Already on 240, especially in the eastbound lanes of 240 here at Mill Branch, all the way out where it connects with 385 Bill Morris Parkway, pushing on out towards Collierville. That's only going to get heavier, probably in the next 15-20 minutes. So with the traffic flow in certain sections of the Midtown area, especially I-40 here up by Chelsea. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is leading the way the world understands. Treats and defeats childhood cancer. Please help these kids if you can with cancer. Log on to stjude.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Friday afternoon. We got to talk Tiger basketball. Jason Munns, he's the Tiger basketball beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. He joins us now. As always, he's presented by Jim's Place Grill out in Collierville. Jason, thanks so much for joining us. Plenty to discuss about this Tiger team, but I want to start with last night. Senior night, we know the festivities pregame. What was that like last night? Not only because of the way that this season has played out, but you look at how senior days are evolving all around college athletics. And last night, you honor 6 seniors, all 6 of them newcomers this year, only spending 1 season with the program. At least, last year you had Nicholas Jourdain, who had been there for 2 years. But then on top of that, you have the way the season has gone, the losing streak. What was the environment like for senior night last night in FedEx Forum?
I mean, it was kind of muted. I mean, everybody tried their best. Mm-hmm. Everybody put on a smile and, did a little clapping. But, there was, probably max 4,000 people there, maybe even a little less. And that's gonna be an issue. And then, just the fact, the way the season's gone and the way the fact that, none of these guys. It's not like there's even one guy on the team that's a senior that maybe it's their first year or only year here, but they're from Memphis or from North Mississippi or from the Mid-South. It's not even like that. It's you've got Tariq Ingram from Philadelphia. You've got Tierno Silla from overseas. You've got, Doug McDaniel from D.C. So it's just, it just, and then on top of it, and Penny even mentioned this in his post-game press conference, there were some guys, multiple guys, who did not even have any family who attended. And so
that's sad. I hate that.
Yeah, and that's the word Penny used. He said it was sad, and he's right.
It's too impersonal, and I talked too many times this week. Jason, you just can't believe Keith Lee's senior day. You can't believe Elliot Perry's senior day. I mean, it was grown men crying.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just it feels like those days are over
everywhere. That's right.
Yeah, everywhere, and
in every sport.
Yeah, true, and so, which is just a terrible shame. But they did kind of make the best of it. The ones who didn't have family there, they picked a couple of teammates they're close to, I guess, and walked out with their teammates, and that was nice. But yeah, just by and large, it was about as disconnected as I think Sincere was got the biggest pop of anybody. And I don't know what that means. I don't know how to interpret that, but But yeah, it's just like I said, it felt as disconnected as the whole season is.
Jason, we've lobbed it around. We've asked other people. So I want to ask you, what was the game? What was the point in the year that you thought, oh no, this could really go off the rails?
Tulsa. I think Tulsa was the one. Yeah, like that was like looking back on it. I would say maybe not in the moment, but certainly looking back on it, that was to me that was the beginning of the end. You know,
a friend of mine said the exhibition games.
You know, the exhibition games sucked last year too, and then they won 29 games. You know,
Great
like
point.
they only made.
I wish I'd have thought of that. I wish I'd have been that quick with it, Jason.
Well, I've thought a lot about it.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of time to think about a lot of things. You know, but like they only made like 3 threes in the two like combined in the 2 exhibition games.
Said the offense wasn't installed.
Well, I'm talking about last
this year.
Season.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they shot like just crap in the 2 exhibition games, and then you know you look up, they're one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the league, and for much of the year they're top 50 in the country in 3-point shooting. And so anyway,
I wish we didn't have those games. I can't stand them. I don't care the calls. Great calls, but we can have that as a regular season game with St. Jude involved as multi-team event. And here's what I don't like about them: too much is taken for the victor, and nothing is taken from it for the defeated.
Yeah. Well, like especially this year, just because I mean, you know, it was nice. Don't get me wrong; it was nice that Calipari was back in FedEx Forum playing the Tigers, and they had that reunion and everything else. And there was about 3 dozen guys from his era that came back, and that was all nice. But yes, when you get down to it, it's not like it doesn't help too many people. And yeah, it didn't help the Tigers this year. But no, like. I would say, like, in the moment, I'm trying to think, in the moment where it was like, oh, no, this is worse than I thought, I would say probably, I don't know, maybe Utah State. Like, maybe Utah State, just because it's like everything that went into that game. I mean, there's so many to choose from, Brett. It's hard to narrow it down, but I would say, though, looking back on it, at Tulsa, at that point, you are, I believe, like 6-1 or 5-1, something like that, in conference play. And, you know, Tulsa's had a really nice year at that point. I think they only had 2 or maybe even 3 losses at that point. And you're like, this is going to be a test. It's on the road. It's against a team that's won a lot of games already. And just eye test wise, they look pretty good. And so, you know, it's like, okay, here's a in-conference measuring stick, first one of the year. And they're passing the test. And it's like 6 minutes left in the game, and they're up by multiple possessions. And then it was like nothing I've ever seen before, where they get outscored by 17 or whatever it was. It was just like they over the last 5 minutes, Memphis scored like 1 point or 2 points or something, and they ended up losing by 17 points when they were up by multiple scores with just 6 minutes left in the game. It was like, looking back on it, that one to me is probably the one where it was like, because so many of the losses since then have followed a very similar script, where you know, it's not like, you know, the UNLV game where it was just like they were never really in that game. And those happen. It happened last year when Memphis was a 5 seed, where Arkansas State comes into their building and they're underdogs, and you just have a clunker that day. And I think, I mean, like, honestly, like, no disrespect to Brian Hodgson, I think that if that game is played again at any point in that season, I feel like Memphis probably wins it. The Arkansas State game last year. I don't think that the same could be said for the UNLV game. But again, I'm saying that the UNLV game was so early in the season, you know, sometimes you just don't have it that day. So I don't like look at that one and
of all people to lose to.
Sure. But that one's not a red flag for me. To me, the red flag was Tulsa, where it was like, it was like every loss since then has looked as bad or worse, where it just there comes a point in the game where it just avalanches on the Tigers, and they can never recover.
Yeah.
And so, and it was really, I think, the first time that showed, if you can't close against Purdue and you can't close against Vandy and you can't close against Mississippi State on the road,
Wake Forest.
Fine. In the Bahamas, after the night after a big letdown against Purdue, fine. I can excuse those. But when you let go of the rope the way they did against Tulsa in American Conference play, no matter how good Tulsa is, then to me that's red flag territory.
No, I definitely agree with that. And you talk about those issues that continue to pop up game after game. Last night you saw it just 16 seconds in. Wes Enos pulls up for three, and Aaron Bradshaw out there guarding him and fouls him and sends him to the 3-point line. Enos got to the line on 3-point attempts. I think at least I saw 3 times last night that I can remember. One of them he made converted into a 4-point play. After that one, they kind of got away from it a little bit, didn't foul as much through kind of the next 7 or 8 minutes of the first half, and then towards the end of the first half, over that last 7 or 8 minutes, continued to send South Florida to the free throw line. 33 free throw attempts last night for the Bulls. I mean, that's been the story of the season.
It has. So after that Aaron Bradshaw foul that you mentioned 16 seconds into the game, from that point to the 6-minute and 41-second mark in the first half, one foul. One foul.
Wow.
From 14 seconds into the game all the way to the 6-minute 41-second mark, one foul. You know how many fouls they had from 6:41 to halftime? 10. 10 fouls in 6 minutes and 41 seconds after having only committed 2 up to that point. And it is. That's the story of the season. Like it's excruciating to watch, and I don't care who you're rooting for or whether you're rooting for anybody or not. It is excruciating.
You want a good story, and that's not one.
Oh, good stories. Forget it. Forget about it. Like, like I mean, like last night. It's like the Wichita State game. Was it last week where they took a lead inside like the last 90 seconds or whatever it was, and I don't know. I just had the rug pulled out from me, pulled out from underneath, and like this is being like, who cares about me? But good stories have gone by the wayside a long time ago. Like at this point, we're just at this point, we're just hoping for a win.
Jason, you got a great handle.
Happy to write about.
You got a great handle on this program, and you're all on the Memphis Tiger program. You're very prudent. You're not one for being bombastic. So I set all that up to ask you this: should it even be discussed, Penny being fired and throwing percentages around? Should that even be in play?
Yes, for sure. I think it is absolutely a valid discussion, and I say that just taking the big picture into account. Like this season, to me, if this happens to be the last season that Penny Hardaway is the head coach at the University of Memphis, it will not be this season that is the reason why he is fired. It will be the culmination. It will be the totality. It will be the collection of everything that happened in 8 seasons or didn't happen. So this will be the end of the 8th season, and like there's just there's enough there, and like a lot of people would say there's more than enough there, and under normal circumstances that would be true, but this isn't normal circumstances. Like I've heard it more times than I can count. Any other coach, they'd be fired. Okay, Penny Hardaway's not any other coach. Like point blank period. Like that,
and we knew that on the day he was hired.
Correct. Like that conversation is as irrelevant. Like that point is irrelevant to the conversation, in my opinion, than any other point in the conversation, because you're anybody who's making that point is saying is saying that if Penny Hardaway was any other coach, well, he's not. He's Penny Hardaway. So like we can stop having the conversation right there. Like it's we don't need to have that conversation. It's Penny Hardaway, and that is what it is. Like, for better or worse, it's Penny Hardaway. So let's set that part aside. But you've got the lack of postseason results. 2 NIT tournaments, 1 championship, 1 NIT championship, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, only 1 victory. It should be noted that is still the only NCAA tournament victory for the entire program in the last 12 years. So there's that. There's, the stuff about the dwindling attendance. There's the stuff about the off-court issues, just the general air around the program, the sort of chaotic is the word I think that gets thrown around the most, is that the program isn't exactly run the same way most Division I programs are run, and that shows up in a lot of ways. So yeah, like, there is absolutely enough meat on the bone to warrant a discussion. Now, there are a lot of reasons besides the fact that Penny is Penny Hardaway that it, like, I'll say it like this. Memphis has lost 7 games in a row. The last time the Tigers lost that many or more games in a row, it was 1993, 1994, when the head coach was Larry Finch. Do you know what season that was of his tenure? That was Larry Finch's 8th season.
Yeah. And a year after losing Penny Hardaway.
That is correct. It was also not the first time Larry Finch, during his first 8 seasons as coach, that Memphis finished with a losing record. So, anyway, they lost 8 games in a row that season. And it was Larry Finch's 8th season. And it was not the first time they had finished under 500 under Larry Finch. Memphis decided to keep him. Memphis went to the Sweet 16 the next year. The next year, he got a 5 seed. The next year, he was fired. The point is, there is, like, just because you lose 7 games in a row does not mean you should be fired. But again, if this is Penny's last season, it will not be because he lost 7 games in a row. It will not be because he lost more games in one season than anybody since Moiba in 1966, 69, 70. It will be because of everything else that is a part of the discussion. I happen to think that if he is retained, there will be many reasons why he is retained if he is retained. But the biggest one is going to be the fact that Memphis does not have the funding to foot the bill for his buyout, which I reported earlier this week is $6 million or thereabouts, approximately $6 million. Memphis just has a lot of buckets they're trying to fill right now with a lot of money, and I'm just not so sure that they'll be able to like, if he stays, a big reason why will be because they weren't able to come up with that money.
Mm-hmm. Earlier this week, you had the story over at the Commercial Appeal about Dr. Ed Scott talking about the $1.2 million projected deficit from men's basketball that included season tickets, regular season tickets, single game, and also parking. How much do you think that will play into any decisions that are made this offseason?
I mean, I would say, like, significant amount. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, that's a big chunk. Last year, Memphis was roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 short of their projected budgetary goal for men's basketball ticket sales, and that includes season tickets, single game tickets, and parking. So, like, being short, having a shortfall it's certainly not unusual. It happens. And it doesn't just happen at Memphis. But again, it happened as recently as last year when they won 29 games and were a 5 seed. So, like, and also you had, like, really attractive home games, some really attractive home games. This year they didn't exactly. Like, they had Baylor and, San Francisco and UNLV. There were no Clemsons. There were no Virginia. There was no Missouri. There was no, Ole Miss or State. Last year was Ole Miss and State, both at FedEx Forum, and that helped. But 1.2 million is like really, like that's steep, and I like, it's pretty obvious that there is a large chunk of the fan base that is speaking with their wallet by saying, and what they're saying is, like, I don't like this. I'm over this. And so they have to pay attention to that. Like, when you get a shortfall of that amount, and you know what? I broke it, Memphis broke it down by season ticket shortfall, single game ticket shortfall, and parking shortfall. It's not it's the single game ticket deal that's the problem. Like, they were like $600,000 or $800,000 short of the goal in single game tickets. Wow. Like, they weren't even that short in season tickets. It was the single game tickets. Now, to be fair, it's not all about Penny Hardaway and losing. It's also the conference. Like, I think more and more people are saying,
very fair, very true.
Yeah, more and more people are saying, I'm tired of watching fights. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm not going all the way downtown and spending all this money to watch East Carolina. Are you kidding me? So anyway, there's a lot that goes into these discussions. But that's
first time I hadn't been to Tiger basketball other than COVID, other than 2021 season, since the 76-77 season. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and I
can't be alone.
You're not. I don't think you are at all. And so, they're just in a very, very tricky spot right now, and I don't envy anybody who's part of the deciding, part of the group, or the whatever, the person who's having to make this decision. I do not envy them at all.
No, definitely not. Jason, last thing for you very quickly. What do you have more faith in? A Memphis team that is 2-10 in road games, going to New Orleans and beating Tulane, or a UAB team that has only won one home game in conference, beating East Carolina at home?
I got faith in both of those things. How do you like that? I think Memphis is going to.
I love that.
I think Memphis is going to beat Tulane, and I think UAB is going to exorcise its insanely ridiculous home-road split,
really
conference, schedule split. It is insane.
May never happen again.
Yeah, and and I'm a big believer in the law of averages, and I think that the longer a losing streak goes, the less likely it is to continue. And, like you said, they're 2-10 on the road. Somewhere, look, some point, and I think it might have started last night, because Memphis was getting a ton of breaks down the stretch that kept them in that game. And I wonder if that, doesn't carry over. I wonder if that's not like they're going to take that juju with them down there and combat the voodoo with the good juju, and get them.
You're headed to the voodoo town.
That's right.
That's right. I will be there.
Well, hopefully you're right about it. And hopefully
they
got some good juju in them. Jason, as always, thanks so much. Good. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again next Friday.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason Munge joining us to talk Tiger basketball, and one more game in the regular season. We'll see if they make it to Birmingham. But before we get to a break, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsors, Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984. Their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out those brand new models like the Range Rover Sport, the Range Rover Velar, and the Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender. Available in multiple models to fit your needs, the Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to JaguarBluffCity.com. Head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince, for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Men, if you're tired of relying on pills and want lasting, natural performance in the bedroom, Bluff City Health and Wellness offers Apex RF. Backed by clinical research, this discreet 15-minute, non-surgical treatment boosts blood flow, sensitivity, and confidence. No pills, no needles, no side effects. Appointments are filling fast. Call Bluff City Health and Wellness today at 901-800-7606 or take the ED quiz at bchwonline.com. Bluff City Health and Wellness, your confidence in the bedroom naturally.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
This traffic report brought to you by City Center Liquor just off Highway 70 in Lakeland. Local, friendly, and always fully stocked. For a 5% discount, tell them Sports 56 sent you.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Heavier traffic volume spotted over here in the last few minutes. Here we go westbound on I-40, especially across the Hernando to Soto Bridge, pushing on over into Crittenden County. It's really picked up eastbound lanes of I-40 from Sycamore View Road all the way out into Fayette County. No shortage of radar out through Fayette County this afternoon. Hey, the low-cost drive-through vaccine clinic, it's back Saturday, March 21st at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Check out their website this weekend and adopt a cat or a dog, memphishumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got a little bit less than 30 minutes left in today's show, and we just got done talking Tiger basketball with Jason Munns. Has one more game for the Tigers, but I thought a lot of fun and really insightful on a guy that, I mean, is in there every single day covering the Tigers, kind of his thoughts on the way the season has gone and where things could be heading this offseason with some decisions to be made.
I say it all the time. I'm almost glad he's off with us before I say this, because I wouldn't want people to say I'm just saying it because he was on. He has so nailed this beat and the commercial appeal through the years, just the talent, this public, this news consuming, sports, Tiger loving public, we want that. Yeah. And through my life, of all the people that's been on that beat for the commercial appeal, from Mike DeCourcy to Gary Parrish to Zach McMillan, I'm gonna leave somebody out and get in big trouble. Lynn Zinser and Ron Higgins, and just name after name of big time sports writers that know that beat, and you have to immerse yourself in it. It has to be really your everything. And now with so many sports departments so limited, you can't just be one thing. You got to help out on this, and those people did as well, but more now than ever. I mean, there was a time that you really would be about 90% just dedicated to that Tiger basketball beat. Well, Jason Munns is I don't know what the percentage is, but he's given us about 150%
that's right.
Of the coverage, and he makes such a great historical point. And, Brian, I'm going to quit saying, you know where I was. I'm going to say, you know where we were. You were here then.
Yeah, it feels like it.
He goes back to that time when you just can't believe how loud it was on Tiger legend Larry Finch. You just can't. It has not gotten close to that with Penny yet. It could, but it hadn't yet. This weekend and not qualifying for next week could raise it to Mach 500, and it get that loud. But he mentions that he mentioned that 93-94 season and going 13-16, and then the very next year go to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And the defenders of Larry Finch, and I was one of them, we used that as spiking the ball. I mean, that was, take that, bunch of loud mouths, and then really after that, it spiraled out of control. I don't think they were right, because I wouldn't have wanted to sacrifice that year, and we wouldn't have had that year if it had been a firing. And it might be the same thing that keeping, a lot of factors have changed, like with NIL and the rosters, but he could put together a team and come back next year, and there could be a big spiking of the ball and take that. I hope that happens.
Yeah,
I hope the ball gets spiked.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. We've talked about it a lot, and I think you see, people, whether it's social media or anywhere, in the pro Penny camp. It's, this is a one-off, and next year, you've said it a couple times, it's the look back at last year and then wait till next year. I mean, I would not be surprised at all if next year if goes into the offseason, puts together a really impressive roster, and then comes out next season and has a great year. I mean, that is just the day and age we're in college athletics, and especially with college basketball. You can do that, and I hope that Penny Hardaway is able to do that next year. But he's going to have to go out there and really ace it in the transfer portal and in different ways. So we'll see. It obviously starts on Sunday to see what happens there. I hope Jason's right and we get the sweep of Memphis winning and East Carolina losing, and it makes it real easy with Memphis getting in, and then whatever happens in Birmingham. But it is going to be a very important offseason for Penny Hardaway.
And I did not mean to leave off that list of great commercial appeal Tiger basketball beat writers. I did not mean to leave off Jason Smith. I said I was going to forget somebody. I didn't want to. I want to include him, and sure want to include my dear friend Bobby Hall on that list. We have Jason Munns with us every Friday, and it's presented by Jim's Place Grill. Over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations and family time, and lasting great fun, fond memories. The Terrace family, with their touch for our community, with the recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the E in grill. every steak grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's Place and taste and see and feel the difference. All this daytime basketball. Head to that great bar area at Jim's and just settle in and watch the basketball. The boss will understand. Tell him we told him to understand. Every steak grilled perfectly over that open flame. Lunch hours, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner hours, Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark. At lunch, the staples like the souffle ma, the shrimp cocktail, the chili, Dimitri's chili. It is the best I've ever had. And I should be a chili connoisseur. I really should be. It's the best I've ever had at Jim's Place. And at night, at dinner time, the steaks, fillets, ribeyes, and the strips, the great bar area, all at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville.
We talked about it earlier. Jason Tatum going to be in action tonight. It should be a lot of fun. It looks like Cooper Flagg is going to play as well for the Dallas Mavericks. So on ESPN here in just a little less than 30 minutes, we will get tip-off between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. So it'll be a lot of storylines. Both those guys just coming off injuries. Obviously, the terrific rookie season that Cooper Flagg is having. But then on the other side, Jason Tatum returning. And we talked about it earlier. What can Boston do now getting that superstar back? And I think they've done a great job, better than I think most people, I don't want to say anybody, but better than most people expected with him sidelined. Right now, only 4.5 games back of Detroit. And so to add him back, I think we could be looking at a team that can make a really, really major run come NBA tournament time.
I've had the NBA on and told you, why did Shaq have the big straps of $110,000 cash on the table?
I wish I saw it. You were telling me
and
about
it was
that.
real.
Well, hey, I mean, flex when you can, I guess. I'm sure
Yes, so.
some sort of segment or something they were
That's
doing.
That's Shaq's walking around, though, isn't it?
Might as well, right? If you got it, flex it.
But who's going to mess with
Shaq? There are people out there that probably would try, but
only a fool
would not want to mess with Shaquille O'Neal. So that's going to be fun. Some good NBA tonight with the doubleheader.
One
of
the bigger humans to stand by and just really marvel at, but nothing like Yao Ming.
No.
I mean, when I turned to look up at Yao Ming, I had to throw my head completely back.
I mean, you're looking all the way up to get up to Yao Ming.
Charles Barkley has lost a lot of weight. Is it old-fashioned way or is it the shot? It doesn't matter. If he's trying to do it for his health, that's his decision.
Yeah, I don't really know. I have noticed that, but I don't want to assume anything, Brett.
Me either.
But I would assume the latter. But hey, like
completely
you said,
his business.
Sure is. And if that's something,
and I have friends of mine that have fought it, and they say how much healthier it's making them feel and helping them a lot of times with early onset diabetes.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. And so, I mean, if that's something that, I'm no doctor and I really don't know much about any of that. So, if it's something that is safe and, is something that works, and hey, I'm
trying to do it the old fashioned way.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying too. I don't know how hard I'm trying, but
you need to be on a diet.
I need to be in better shape is I guess what I'm saying. And I am far from
4.5 miles for me already walked today.
Wow. I'm nowhere close to that. I don't know if I've even walked a mile today.
And for anybody that scoffs at that, I'm telling you,
4.5
that's ultra marathon.
4.5 is good. That's really good. Somebody that probably should be doing more walking instead
of 10,000 meters for me.
Well, yeah, no, but hey, good for you. I think anything above like a mile, I think is great. I'm not going to knock anybody.
Well, that's what the doctor said right at the start of COVID. The doctor said, "Come on, you got to give me something." And he looked at my phone. He said, "You walk 0.34 miles." I said, "Yeah. What's wrong with that?" He goes, "No." And he said, "Can you give me a mile a day?" I said, "Well, yeah, sure. I think."
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and then I got into it.
Yeah.
And
the rest is history. Look at you. I mean, on a roll. I love it. 4.5.
Next week, day and dates for the first time match up to the vid year.
Oh, wow.
The Tuesday night was the night I was at FedEx Forum. Really, this weekend was probably 30,000 people in downtown Memphis. The Memphis 901 probably had their bigger attendance ever that weekend. COVID really did a number on the soccer, on 901. Grizzlies played that night. Everybody was kind of laughing about it. That was on Saturday. The very next night on 60 Minutes, the burning bush, Dr. Fauci himself said There'll be no mask mandate. If we did, nobody would comply. And then Tuesday night I go to FedEx Forum, and an NBA official, not Grizzlies, but somebody I know with the NBA, said, well, we're really on edge. One player test positive, and we're going to shut the whole thing down. And then the next night, that Wednesday night, was Gobert.
Wow.
And then there we go.
Wow. Yeah, no. So that's crazy. I didn't know we were I didn't know we were that close, but I guess we'll celebrate it, I guess, getting past it, and hopefully fully putting it behind us. Did you see the news today of our friend Dylan Brooks in a little bit of trouble with a DUI?
I did. Hated that for him, and glad that he or nobody else was hurt.
Yeah, and obviously hadn't been a great couple of weeks for him.
No.
That fractured left hand requires surgery.
Got the track record alive of no flattering mugshots.
That's right.
Either.
Yes. No. We were actually talking about that yesterday.
Never did see a Brittany mugshot, did you?
I didn't go looking for one, but I did not see one either. So, but yeah, Dylan Brooks was not very flattering. Not very flattering at all.
Hard to get a great angle.
Yeah. Well, and hey,
the lighting's not great.
I know very few people that look great while they're drunk. It's hard to take a great picture when
we think we do, but we don't.
Influence. That's right. Yeah,
you don't.
No. We talked about this earlier, and talking about injuries. The Caleb Wilson injury for North Carolina. This guy, he's been out. A lot of people thought when that injury happened that he would be able to return this weekend against Duke, and was actually kind of ramping up to try to return, and then it started looking more unlikely, and then we got the big news today from Shams that not only will he not return this weekend, will not return the rest of the season. If he was playing, if he was no injury at all, if he was just playing, how would you view this North Carolina team as a tournament team?
Sweet 16 team.
Okay, and without him, what does that do?
They might win a game.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
What it also does, and I think he had done enough in and of itself, this insulates Hubert Davis. There'll be no change. It shouldn't be. Probably wasn't going to be without this, but you can't do that to him after this.
No, definitely not. And so, yeah.
I don't think it was merited anyway to do it.
No.
Fire.
No, and so I think he'll be pretty safe, but it will make North Carolina very interesting over the weekend.
They go to Cameron, Bard. They want somebody North Carolina after the celebration.
Woo. Yeah, no, they want it. They want it bad. I mean, it's going to be.
They wanted it anyway, but it's even more now.
It's turned up to like an 11 now after.
Well, they stormed the court tomorrow night.
I think they should. If they win, I think go crazy. I think have a ball out there. And we'll see. It's going to be fun. You talked about it earlier with SEC, all the kind of rivalry matchups, big games that we have tomorrow in the SEC. So you're getting a lot around college basketball, and it should be a lot of fun. I know I'll be paying attention a lot this weekend to some of these teams, and we'll talk with Dave and Bracket Guy Dave on Monday. But a lot of these teams, as he released another bracketology today, so it'll be fun watching some of those bubble teams as we get closer to conference tournament for these teams and see how that falls out.
When do we get into the real meat of the World Baseball Classic?
Probably.
This is just pool play right now, right?
Yeah, this is just pool play. I know it ends on the 17th, so I would say, that probably week before it will be kind of the actual bracket play and different things like that. But yeah, today's really the first real day of pool play. We had 2 games yesterday. And maybe the night before, my days are running together. But today is really the first day of full. We're seeing all the teams. USA going to play at 7 tonight. They're a 9.5. The spread for their game, the run line for their game, 9.5 runs over Brazil tonight. So feel pretty good about Team USA tonight. Yeah, I think so. That Brazil team may be the worst team in the WBC, but it'll be a lot of fun watching. It's kind of giving you an appetizer for the Major League Baseball season. But let's get to our final break of the day, and when we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Mo's Crunch Time.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning drive starts at Landers Ford in Collierville. Their game plan is simple. Find you the most savings possible. Make a trade, lower your payments, or let them buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from them. That's how you keep moving the chains. Just like the Grove on game day. Fans all across the Mid-South keep coming back to the #1 Ford dealership in Greater Memphis. See them today in Collierville or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. When you own a Landers Ford, you get the support of a certified service tech with the Landers Ford Remote Service Experience Program. They pick it up, drop it off, or fix it on the spot, so you're never left watching from the sidelines. To finish the drive, the iconic Landers Easy Pass always brings more for your trade and the biggest discounts to put you in victory formation. And now, straight from the 1977 Ole Miss football team that took down #1 ranked Notre Dame, the final snap of the day from Landers Ford President Don Kitchens.
If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 Total New Vehicle Retail Sales Report in Memphis Market.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need catering? Moe's Taco Truck is always ready to cater for you. Just give Jenny Nash a call at 901-606-3172. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. If you're at Moe's tonight, you might run into me. I'm heading to Moe's once we're done here.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. I love getting dinner at Moe's, so it should be a lot of fun tonight.
You know what they say when you walk in?
Welcome to Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's.
It's my favorite. It makes me smile. It makes me smile when I walk in before I eat my delicious food. But what I learned today is that Adam Silver made some headlines today in an interview, I believe, with The Athletic, said that...
Well, he's at the symposium.
Is he really?
Adam Silver,
wow, okay.
Mr. College Football.
Gee, who isn't at this symposium?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Me, and that's what I'm mad about.
You, the people that will actually make changes or who are not at this symposium. But Adam Silver, making some headlines in an interview with The Athletic, said, quote, we are going to make substantial changes for next year. I think where I'm on the fence, on one extreme, you could completely divorce the draft from teams' records. Just argue we could take all 30 teams, regardless of the outcome. That would completely disincentivize tanking. You could win the finals, and get the first pick. But then there's gradations of that. Look, I would love some changes to make the tanking not as bad as it is, but that's crazy. And he's certainly not going to do that. That was just
don't go baseball.
But I think that was just him saying we could go to a crazy extreme, but we're not going to. But it does seem like he is very serious about some sort of changes when it comes to tanking, trying to get this under wraps. We're seeing it all across the NBA, especially with this year's draft. And we'll see what kind of changes are made going into next season.
What I learned is you just cannot detest the NCAA enough. The biggest, meanest, backbiting pinheads ever. And Ole Miss is going to win this case. Trinidad Chambliss is going to play next year. But they're never going to let up. They're going to nail Ole Miss someday, some way for this. And where is Greg Sankey in this? He fought against Alabama.
Yeah.
You think you can be fighting for Ole Miss?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for that letter he sends in to tell everybody his side of
Win
things.
against one of his member schools, the 16 teams that pay him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hard to believe then, and we'll see if he takes a side on this one. What I could have done without it is the news. We've brought it up a couple times, but Caleb Wilson going to be out the rest of the season after thumb surgery. It was believed after his injury, his hand injury earlier in the season, that he would be able to return for this game against Duke. He'd been ramping up. He'd been doing individual kind of things to try to see if he could get back. It didn't seem like maybe he would get back for Duke, but certainly could get back for the conference tournament. But then earlier today, Shams Charania reporting that he broke his right thumb during practice Thursday while dunking the basketball, the school said on Friday. So he'll be out the rest of the season. We'll see if this affects any of the pre-draft workouts, anything like that. Hopefully it doesn't, because he is a guy most believe will be inside that top 5, but just really tough news for this North Carolina team.
I could have done with that, and I've hit on it all day, the College Sports Symposium. First of all, it should just be said and labeled the College Football Symposium, because if college football gets damaged or marred in any way, even at the basketball first places, North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, UCLA, Kentucky, they don't stay in that same – it doesn't look and feel the same without the football money. They cannot exist on just basketball, not even at the basketball first places.
And we'll see if anything comes out of this. I have my doubts, but hopefully they prove me wrong. Where are you beaming this weekend?
The OVC semis in Evansville, Indiana. UT Martin 22-10 against Tennessee State 21-9. SEMO on the other side 20-12 against Morehead State 19-12. Any one of those four teams can win a game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I really love this UT Martin team. I don't know if they can get through tonight against Tennessee State. We saw that matchup in the final game, their final regular season game, to clinch it for Tennessee State. So they're going to be looking for revenge tonight against Nolan Smith's team. That should be a really fun game. But tonight, beam me, and I'll change tomorrow and go to some of these conference tournaments and big games, but tonight, beam me to the WBC. We've got a couple of really fun games. The Dominican Republic in action, I believe, starting right here at 6 o'clock. Their team's going to be really fun. 7 o'clock, Team USA in action on Fox. So excited. Baseball, we're right there getting close to the regular season, and it'll be fun to see a lot of these stars in action tonight.
I'm at MLB right now. Aaron Judge is on TV right now. Also, speaking of basketball first, North Carolina at Duke. And then we've got bids going out this weekend.
That's right, yeah.
We got tickets punched this weekend, and maybe Sunday in New Orleans could be the end of the season for the Memphis Tigers.
Yeah, hopefully it's not, but it definitely there's
Let's
definitely
see if Miami, Ohio can stay undefeated this weekend.
And they're in action tonight on ESPN2. So if you want to check out Miami, Ohio, you've got an opportunity later tonight, but it will be a lot of these conference tournaments that we're watching. We talked earlier about the big games in the SEC tomorrow. Some really good games, a lot of conference games. I think that Tennessee-Vanderbilt game is going to be really fun. So excited about these games.
Saturday and Sunday goes from 11 Central a.m. to around 1:30 the next day a.m. Seattle, I think they play the last game of the night. True or false, Seattle ever been to a Final Four? Used to be the Chieftains. I think now are the whatevers.
There's some sort of I don't know what they are. I would say yes.
Yes, with Elgin Baylor went to the finals.
That is how you wrap up a Friday show, knocking that out of the park. That's all the time we have. Hope you have a great weekend. Coming up right here next, Ole Miss baseball against Evansville. We'll also have Ole Miss basketball tomorrow against South Carolina with the pregame show at 11:30. Sunday, we'll be back with Ole Miss baseball, wrapping up that series against Evansville. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again Monday afternoon.